Good evening and welcome to the High School Sports Live TV Game of the Week. Tonight, live from York Suburban High School, it's the York Rose Bowl Kickoff Classic and the granddaddy game of them all tonight. 5 games this weekend with York High and Harrisburg High hooking up here. The broadcast is being proudly sponsored by the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency, Jack Giambalvo Family of Dealerships, and F&M Trust Bank. High School Sports Live is excited to be teaming up with Football Frenzy and Fox Sports, led by Todd Sadowski. We'll have 11 games this season for you on High School Sports Live TV, and we want to welcome you right now to our Capital Blue Cross pregame show. I'm here with Ford Chapman, the coach, Fish McDevitt State champion, and Archie Smith Jr. on the other side, outstanding player and coach in his own right. And we are here tonight with York High and Harrisburg High, and when we talk about Harrisburg, we're talking about a team coming in here tonight. Sean Lee Jr., the quarterback, his 3rd year, he's gone from being kind of the young guy to now being the leader here, Arch.
Yes, with 3 years up under his belt as a freshman, sophomore, and as a junior, this year he took a lot more focusing on his quarterback skills. He was in a lot of 7-on-7 tournaments, a lot of 7-on-7 play, just honing in on being a true quarterback, and he's also an outstanding defensive player as well.
On the other side, you got a York High team that graduated 10 All-Stars last year. But they've got a young man coming back this year who has 63 catches. His name is David Ward, and this kid can get it done with this York High team.
Yes, he can. 10 touchdowns as well last year. York's going to have to utilize him in the passing game and utilize their overall skill and speed to try to stay with this Harrisburg squad.
One of the things that York did last year, give up 34 points a game. They're going to have to cut down on that this season. On the other side, you got a Harrisburg team that was in the state final, gave up only 11 points a game. They're always great defensively. Cal Everett, Russ Stoner, 2 teams coming in here tonight getting ready to start the season. It's York High and Harrisburg High, and we're looking forward to a great matchup here tonight, all live from York Suburban High School, and it's right here on High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2. Gary Sutton with Ryan Epps of Harrisburg High, a linebacker, a senior this year. I don't know if I have to tell you, you only came within 1 game of having a perfect season last year, right? And what's the goals for this year for Harrisburg High and Ryan Epps?
We want to stay perfect this year. We don't want to lose any games. We definitely want to get back to that point where we were at and win that game. The offseason this year was very strong, and I believe we can get back there and win that game.
What kind of things have you done in the offseason, Ryan, to get better than you were last year? Was pretty good.
We were definitely training to beat St. Joe's Prep this year. I think lifting-wise, running-wise, we were coming in extra days and working Saturdays, Sundays, getting that work in so we could beat those guys.
What did you learn about what St. Joe's Prep did compared to what Harrisburg High was doing? What did you learn to get better?
They were definitely faster. It's definitely harder to take those guys down, and their play development was definitely faster than ours.
Coach Cal, what's he do to the program? Talk a little bit about playing for him.
Coach Cal is definitely a motivator. He's a fun guy to be around.
Ryan, you've been part of a great defense the last few years. Talk a little bit about what your role is and some of the things you bring to the table.
Some of the things, I'm a good film studier, so I know the play before it happens most of the time, and I'm able to make those plays or tell somebody behind me and right of me, left of me to make those plays.
You get to play York High this year in the opening Rose Bowl in York. That's always been a great rivalry. Talk a little bit about playing York High.
I think it's going to be a blowout, honestly. I don't think they got anything for us this year.
Spoken like a true Harrisburg guy, right?
Yeah.
Harrisburg and York, always a fun matchup.
Yeah.
Ryan, good luck in your season,
Thank
man.
you.
Thanks so much.
Yep.
Ryan Epps.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. We have millions of dollars in new and pre-owned inventory across 8 brands in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and Giambalvo Hyundai of Hanover. And we want to thank the local community for voting us the 2023 official Community's Choice Award Best of York and Hanover winner in 5 different categories. Come out today and find out why your friends and neighbors voted Giambalvo #1. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
The York High Bearcats and the Harrisburg Cougars in a cat fight here tonight. The opening game of the season for 2023, and it's all part of the Rose Bowl Classic here, the kickoff classic being played at York Suburban High School tonight as we are getting ready to get this one underway here in just a moment. And kicking off tonight will be Gabe McGettigan. He'll be kicking off for York High, going from right to left in the screen, blue, orange, and white, and kicks it into the end zone. Nice kickoff from McGettigan, and Harrisburg will set up first down and 10. The Cougars and the Bearcats tonight. Gary Sutton alongside of Ford Chapman, and also Archie Smith Jr. here with us tonight, and our whole Invicta crew led by Chad Edwards and company. And guys, I've been ready for this one all day long. Looking forward to a great game here tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We want to see the 3-year quarterback been taking his reins right here, what he's going to come out with Harrisburg, and then let's see what this York defense is going to come out in as well. One
of the guys we're going to keep an eye on tonight is Elias Koch, a 6'3" sophomore, outstanding receiver, #1 for Harrisburg High, and we'll see if he is going to be the target as touted here for Chapman.
#1 back in 1999 was Willie Marshall, a senior receiver, had a great year catching passes from Bregan Moore, wore that #1, and then after that, Michael Simpson went to Virginia, had a great college and high school career at Harrisburg, #1.
Sean Lee Jr. with an open set here, throwing deep right away and going for the whole bunch. And who's looking for? Elias Koch, who's being ridden down there. And Elias Koch catches it. Did he catch it in bounds, though? Not so, but he caught it going out of bounds. But, man, right away, Sean Lee says, I got an arm, I'm going to show it off.
And there was the coverage there, but looked like it was Nasir Chapman. He was a little bit of handwork there, Archie. It was close to interference.
The new game now is they're letting the receivers and the DBs actually hand fight until the ball is already thrown. But you can see this is a nice matchup where you got a 6'3" receiver versus a 6'1" corner.
Trips near side. One man comes into the backfield now. There's your handoff over the left side. A nice handoff to Nehemiah Ewell. And Nehemiah Ewell out near first down yardage. So nice play on second down here on the run.
What Ewell did there, he is like a scat back. He just fired through the hole, found some daylight, and picked up the first down.
Trying to replace Kyle Williams Jr., who was all Mr. Everything last year here for this Harrisburg team. So Harrisburg on the march, 11:45 to go. Again, they were in the state final last year, and they faced a team that everybody keeps facing every year and trying to figure out from Philadelphia. No one's done it yet, right? Central saw them beat them, and Harrisburg saw them beat them. So, again, off that left side, and going to be first down yardage and more. 1 first down, so it'll be second down coming up here. Gain of maybe 3 on the play. It'll be second down and 7 yards to go at the 33-yard line.
Lined up there, right tackle for Harrisburg, number 74, Kevin Brown. He started as a freshman last year, 6'5", 250. Came off that ball very quickly.
Again, the trips near side, one receiver far side, man in motion out of the backfield, little flip out here. And make sure you get on that because you want to make sure it's not thrown backwards. Look, it was thrown forward.
It looked forward.
Intended receiver there, Nehemiah Ewell. Archie, talk a little bit about from the defensive side of the ball, from the standpoint of being a defensive back, and what's going through your mind right now. Because here's a team that you're trying to figure out. They're going to be a passing team. They're going to be a running team. What's the mix? What are you looking at?
Well, one thing, as you can see, the spread team, and as a defender, I want to make sure that I'm getting my calls from my defensive coordinator, watching the possessions and the formations of this offense because they get their signals from the sideline as well. So I want to make sure that I'm in position and knowing what is going on at all times.
I want to come back to that and ask what you read off of a little bit. Here's Sean Lee Jr. looking again. Sean Lee Jr. downfield, and good pass out in the flat. First down yardage out past the 40-yard line. Nice pass by Lee.
Now, if you're York High there sitting there in zone coverage, those guys ran to the ball, but you got to keep him from getting to that 40-yard line for the first down, Archie. A really good pickup for the Cougars there on 3rd and long.
But one thing I'm going to do, I have a pass run option right there with my quarterback. I get him on a rollout right there, and I do a nice little check down, and as you can see, does run after the catch right there.
Boy, I'll tell you what. Oh, an intercepted for York High off the tip. And then you're going to see penalty flags on the side. Great interception for York High, as stepping up to pick that one off was Amari Davis. And Davis with the interception here.
Well, as you can see, nice read right here. The ball goes through the receiver's hands into the DB's hands as a nice big play as a senior right here. This is a nice big play, but we do have some laundry on the field. Let's see what this call is going to be.
Oh, just a sideline warning. That's all that is.
Yep, you saw the drop over here on the side. So York High with a big break here early as the ball right off the hands of the receiver, and Amari Davis picking it off.
Lee had 3 receivers to that side, all running 5-yard hitches. They were all open, too. Ball just got away from a little bit in the tip, and that can happen. York High being very opportunistic there to get that tip pass and pick it off and get a nice little run back, and they got the ball in Cougar territory for their first possession of the season.
Well, we have a moment right here. What are you seeing from Sean Lee Jr.? You and I saw him a little bit last year, the year before, obviously growing into a different kind of quarterback, but the arm strength, I mean, really looking like he's out there throwing decisively right now.
Without a doubt. And remember, Gary, you said 2 years ago, too, we did his first game ever. It was against Manheim Township. At Manheim, they won in overtime.
Right.
And you could just tell he has a really good feel for the game as a freshman. Now, 2 years later as a junior, no doubt.
Got a timeout in the field. We'll take one as well. This is High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2.
More choices. More laughter. More time to play. And less need to worry. At Capital Blue Cross, we're driven by a simple goal: to go the extra mile for you through all of life's ups and downs, and to always be there when you need us. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
And welcome back, York Suburban High School. So we're at York Suburban High School. York High with a big break right here, as was intercepted by Amari Davis, the 5'11 senior. And York High with a chance to show what they can do now. And George Banks in there for the first time as quarterback. Very athletic. He's worked hard to take over the position this year. And there's David Ward right away. And he's the guy we talked about at the top of the show. He is a guy who caught the ball 63 times last year for 10 touchdowns. He is widely regarded as the dynamic player for this team, and gets it on a little jet sweep here to open up.
One thing they want to do is they want to test and see the speed of this Harrisburg defense early. So they want to try to test these guys on the edge. First thing I want to do is I want to get the ball in my dynamic playmaker's hands and see what he can do on the edge.
George Banks Jr. at quarterback, a senior, 5'9", 195 pounds. Not particularly a big guy. Very athletic. York High with 3 receivers near side. Harrisburg getting a late guy in there. Banks, straight back. Banks looking, Banks being pushed, Banks throwing deep, shows you some arm right here to Ward, and intercepted on the other end by Harrisburg. It was Quincy Brannon playing it perfectly. And you've got a penalty flag down. Let's see what that's all about, as Brannon played that perfectly.
Wearing the same number as his father, who was a very, very good wide receiver, defensive end, kick returner for the Cougars, and a good basketball player for the Cougars. Back graduated 1995. And his son is no different. Quincy Brannon Jr. with a great play there.
He had a face mask after the play.
We talked about this, Archie. Harrisburg likes to play, notoriously the last few years, they've gone a lot more zone, and those D-backs have zone eyes. They break to the ball, and they make plays. Crazy enough.
As you can see right here, as a DB coach right now, this is perfect technique. Watch how he high points the ball right now. We always teach our DBs, go at his highest point and grab that ball, which he did. Great play, perfectly. Mr. Brannon.
And then a face mask brings him all the way back out to the 23-yard line, where Harrisburg will get the ball back and set up first down and 10, and Sean Lee Jr. is going to get a chance to move him forward one more time. Again, 3 receivers far side. That's been the trademark tonight so far. There's a different handoff this time to Salim Penn, and he is brought down in the backfield by a whole lot of Bearcats.
And this is what York's going to have to do. They're going to have to penetrate the line of scrimmage, make some big plays in the backfield, keep that emotion high, which they're doing on their sidelines. They're an underdog coming into this game, and so far defensively they're holding their own.
York High doing a good job here so far defensively in this one. Harrisburg High, second down 15, ball at the 18-yard line. Fake the handoff. This time Sean Lee keeps it around the left-hand corner. He's got a lot of room to run. Sean Lee, past the 40, near the 50-yard line, goes out of bounds about the 47. Nice keeper by Sean Lee and showed you some speed getting to that corner.
As we talked about, guys, he is a run-pass option right now. You can see that he holds the ball right now, get the defense to react, and then he just uses his speed. But being smart at the end of the play, instead of trying to get some more yards, just step out of bounds, live for the next play.
We'll throw it out here.
First down, goes out in the flat to Salim Penn. Penn dancing forward into York High territory, down inside the 45-yard line to about the 44.
That's that's a version of the toss sweep right there. The 2020 decade version. Just throw it out there to a receiver, a back in motion, 3 blockers in front of him.
Quickly, second down and 2 here.
Bubble.
Lee out to the wing. He's got some room to run again. Quick out. Got his man out there. It's Jayon Lewis. Jayon Lewis, and Lewis, a sophomore, catches it, and Harrisburg is moving in chunks.
Let's go back to 2 plays earlier when Lee had the really nice keeper around left end. You got to have angles of pursuit. You got to have gaps of responsibility. If you're York High on defense, you can't give a Harrisburg team the edge like that easily.
Got to funnel it back in and make sure you bring it back to a crowd of helpers.
That's
there.
Exactly right.
31-yard line, first down, handoff, smelled out by York High this time, and nowhere to go. And one of the guys we're seeing in a lot of tackles for York High right now is precious P.J. Jinyamiyama, who has made some pretty good tackles. Number 17 for York High, a freshman. Make that a senior, rather. 5'7" senior, 175 pounds.
But one thing right now you do, the key to trying to stop Harrisburg offense is you definitely want to attack the inside, but you definitely want to be able to slow these guys down on the outside.
Second down 11. Inside handoff. Finally gets loose. Slashing over the right side. And again, it's going to be Salim Penn with the carry here for the Cougars. One of the things that Harrisburg is known for is that good blocking up front. Man, their front line always is cohesive. You're seeing it here again tonight for them.
Yes.
Third down 7 for the Cougars. Ball at the 27-yard line.
Straight man across the board. No free safety in the game.
Sean Lee straight back, fakes it, throws inside, has his man right there. Nice catch on a low pass, and another first down here for the Cougars as they continue to march. Now down inside the 20-yard line near the 15.
Archie, York High's defensive backs are playing loose man so far. Giving a little bit of a cushion there with no help behind them.
Well, now, so you see who just caught that ball was Kamir, who's the brother of Kyle Williams, dynamic player that Harrisburg had last year. One thing now you see the cornerbacks is trying to walk up, but they're being able to get gas, and there you go. A number of players by Harrisburg, number 14.
And a 16-yard scamper into the end zone by Samir Hill with a touchdown. And on the board first here is Harrisburg High at the 6:42 mark of the first quarter. An impressive drive after the interception down here on the 2-yard line.
No doubt. Even though you have that extra guy in the box for York High, the Cougars took advantage of it. And the right side of the line pulled, got the opening, and off to pay dirt.
So Harrisburg's going to try to add to it here with the extra point. Holder will be Quincy Brannon. A great burst of speed there by Zamir Hill. So the kick is down, the kick is up. The snap is down.
Offsides on York High.
And offside on York High, and we'll see if maybe they choose to go for 2 instead of 1. Let's take a look.
Remember, it's in high school, it's a dead ball foul. So unlike in college, if you don't make contact, or the pros, the play would still count, but it's blown dead. I wouldn't be surprised for Harrisburg to line up at the 1.5 and run that football.
Yep. Good chance to maybe take 2 here instead of 1.
Because last year you weren't seeing Harrisburg kick extra points.
Right.
Almost at all.
Sincere Jackson there with the extra point. I believe I'm looking at his number correctly.
That is Barry Daniels.
Barry Daniels, sorry, number 37. Looked like number 17 there. Barry Daniels is our kicker, number 37. Had a lot of power on that foot. Here he goes again, straight forward. And this one not good, and so Harrisburg kind of loses out on that one. And it's 6-0 here. 6:42 to go in the first quarter. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. It's the High School Sports Live TV Game of the Week. Harrisburg 6, York 0 on High School Sports Live TV.
From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invika has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invika is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invika, providing affordable HD video solutions.
Raw Sports and Advanced Hoops are teaming up to bring an NBA-style training combine to South Central PA. Players will be approved by Big Star from Raw Sports. This combine features skills and drills tests, media day with Big Star, and 10 weeks of training. High school boys and high school girls who want pushed to the max can join up with top Advanced Hoops trainers. Sign up at www.advancedhoops.com. Gary Sutton, Fort Chapman, Archie Smith Jr. with it atop the field here at York Suburban High School, where it is the Rose Bowl of York here tonight. The kickoff classic, the final game of the weekend, the fifth game, and Harrisburg was impressive for Chapman with that drive after getting the interception.
No doubt. York has to try to stay in this football game. They're going to have to try to get some first downs, chew some clock, and then use their skill and their receivers for some big plays.
So here's a good boot downfield for Harrisburg, and
we had a dead. They blew it dead.
The officials will bring it back. And
there's actually a flag, and I'm not sure what that flag is for, thrown at the 40-yard line because it was before.
Were they offsides?
No, they didn't even start to kick yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of odd that they made the call. Hey, it's getting late at night.
Oh, delay a game. It's actually a delay game. Once that kicker puts his hand up and the head referee is way back where the return men are, he has 25 seconds to kick it.
So we'll try this again. 6:42 here in the first quarter. Packed house here tonight. Harrisburg and York have turned out for this one in droves, and it's fun to see, guys.
Sure is.
Another good-looking kick downfield, taken there by York High at the 22-yard line. And it's Ward. Ward trying to break loose. Ward's going to get taken down there just at about the 32, where it'll be first down and 10 for the Bearcats. Coach Russ Stoner's team lost 10 great players last season, and he's looking to try to rebound here from that opening score from Harrisburg. Harrisburg made it down the field, 8 plays, 77 yards, 2 minutes and 51 seconds on that last one, so a nice interception there at the goal line after York High had gotten the interception, and Harrisburg made him pay for it. So George Banks back here at quarterback for the Bearcats. In motion. Inside handoff right there, slash over the right side and out near the 35-yard line. Remember, York High had Jaheim White last year. He's now at West Virginia University, and also the coach's son at quarterback last year, who was Sam Stoner. Amarni Bones is getting the call this year, the sophomore at running back. He picked up 2 on that one. It'll be second down and 8 now from the 35-yard line.
Harrisburg sitting at that 4-4 defense, cover 3 in the secondary. I'll repeat, all eyes, I said it earlier. When that quarterback is throwing the football, eyes are on the quarterback, and Harrisburg breaks, reacts very well the last several years. Sean Lee on the coaching staff, quarterback's father. He played D-back at Harrisburg and Penn State.
There's Banks over that right side. There again is Bones, and Bones slamming forward, trying to get out to the 40-yard line, and does that. Some hard running there.
York High staying in front of the chains here. Two nice pickups, solid yardage, puts them in a 3rd and roughly 3 situation. That's what you want to be in against a Harrisburg defense.
3rd and 3 out at the 40-yard line. You want to sustain a drive here, Archie, don't you, right now for York High?
Exactly. I want to be able to keep my defense out of the field. But one thing I'm watching is, as you can see, there are 3 starters that's in Harrisburg's secondary are 3 starters on Harrisburg offense. So I want to make sure as well that I am, even so we have Sean Lee at cornerback over there. Even if it's a run play, I'm taking my guy and running him deep every time.
Got a flag down on the field.
This might be an ineligible receiver downfield.
It was an odd-looking
55.
Flag. Yeah.
Just a quick hitch.
We'll see what the official has here for us.
The only thing it could be is holding.
Right. None of it looking good for York High as he's looking in the other direction.
I think that's what he called. I think he's calling ineligible downfield. They're going to decline that. You don't need to take it because force York High to punt.
York High is going to be in a punting situation, at least appears that way. 5:17 to go here in the first quarter. The Rose Bowl, York Rose Bowl Kickoff Classic. Having a lot of fun here tonight, as we did last night.
Yeah, they'll decline the penalty, so it's going to bring up 4th and 3 here.
So 4th down now for the Bearcats, is not able to really sustain that drive we talked about. Let's see what they want to do. Got to think this is a punting situation right now. You do not want to give field position to the Cougars.
No. That's exactly right. Don't be surprised if they punt out a shotgun.
They did that a lot last year.
They're lined up with looks like a Wildcat set, maybe. Yeah. They'll run. If they're going to run that way to Harrisburg side. Here they're going to roll out.
Here he goes. Wow. And he had Ward down there, and Ward is his target. And Banks, gutsy move here from Coach Stoner to throw it and get a first down early in the game.
Well, you can see we just talked about this between the game in the past versus the game in the future. We was telling you now that guys are going for it on 4th and 4 on their other side of the field right now, and we just got a chance to see it. Pretty
impressive, out to just past the 50-yard line into Harrisburg territory, and Ward with some sticky hands.
Impressive call by Coach Stoner, and I don't blame him. Probably wouldn't have done it myself, but I don't blame him because you got to roll. Nothing to lose here if you're York High.
Impressed with Banks so far. Nice throwing motion, under control, nice poise.
Fumble.
Ball down on the field here. Does York High still stay on top of it? I think they do. They'll retain possession, but they'll lose a few yards on the play.
When you're doing the zone read and the quarterback puts the ball in that running back's belly and he's reading the defensive unblocked lineman, a lot of bad things can happen. It takes a lot of continuity, work. Once again, we're in week 1 of the season, which is usually your second scrimmage, and a lot of miscues can happen.
You're really trying to learn on the run here right now. And again, in that zone read, putting that ball in, pulling it back out, doing it cleanly, all that stuff is tough. 2nd down, 12 yards to go, ball at the 49-yard line of York High. Here's Banks again, inside handoff. Trying to get to the outside corner, nowhere to go for Juanita Scott for the Bearcats. He's a junior, 6'1", 175-pound running back.
Harrisburg brought their outside backer to the short side of the field up on the line of scrimmage for a 5-man front and brought all 5. And Harrisburg's defense, for decades, they run to the football and they tackle.
Archie, so good laterally is this Harrisburg defense. I mean, they just do not allow you to get along the line of scrimmage. They're quick, they're step for step with the whole way, as before said.
I mean, look how their defense is built. I mean, if you look down there, they got their best offensive lineman, right tackle on offense, and now he is on defense. And watch how he is driving these guys back in the backfield, which is a Maryland offensive lineman. So this is a nice one-on-one.
Banks, he's trying to get downfield, slipped a little bit. Had a target down there, just threw it a little bit short that time. Let's see if they will kick it out a more traditional way this time.
Good awareness by quarterback Banks to get rid of that football, because Harrisburg was on the move to him, and you don't want to take a sack in that situation or get hit while you're throwing. Didn't really have a whole lot there. See how they have this punting situation here on 4th and 13.
I'm impressed with Banks' poise so far. He's getting some heat back there, but he's looking around. He's looking off his receivers. He slipped a little bit trying to throw there, but nevertheless, he's got some people open downfield.
Yep, they're going to punt out a shotgun here.
They're going to step it back. And just a very quick kick and a beautiful job there getting out of there, and you're going to get decent results out of it as you kick it back down, switch fields, get it back down the 14-yard line.
No pun intended, Gary. A very quick kick. It was sort of like a quick kick because he wasn't at your normal punt depth.
Yeah, and Harrisburg was saying, well, are they going to go for it again here? And obviously York High doing a pretty good job getting it down to the 14-yard line where Harrisburg gets the ball back with 2:58 to go here in the first quarter and up 6-0. What do you guys see from Harrisburg so far here as they set up for their 3rd possession?
Well, one thing I seen a lot of subs and using their depth chart. A lot of young guys and a lot of different skill players are playing in their offense. And right now, they're coming out in different formation. Now they're in an empty set right now.
Here's Sean Lee Jr. again. He's definitely in charge of this club. He keeps it this time. Quarterback Keeler. He is off and running. Look out. Lots of room. 40, 50, down to the 45-yard line. Inside the 40, down near the 36-yard line. Sean Lee, just like that, racing downfield with a beautiful call right away, and he just blasted in behind that big offensive line.
Yes, he did.
As you can see, they spread them out in the empty set, no tailback. Had York spread it out, and I'm going to take my dynamic person, and I'm going to run right behind the aggressive offensive line for a good scamper right there.
All the way down to the 36-yard line goes Sean Lee Jr., man in motion here, flips it out to the flat. He's got his man out there, Zamir Hill, and Zamir Hill, who just had a touchdown a moment ago, Wiley inside the 25, down near the 24-yard line, and yet another first down here for Harrisburg, and they are striking quickly here for Chapman.
Yes, and when Harrisburg decided to run that quarterback draw out of the empty set, it's man-to-man defense, so 5 offensive players blocking 6 defenders. Lee's so elusive, though, he made a guy miss and was off to the races.
One of the guys up there on the right side leading the way, Kevin Brown, the big sophomore, 6'5". He's cutting some holes open there for him. It's again, wide open, trying to get down inside the 10, and doing exactly that is Zamir Hill, and man, is he a burst of jet speed here, Archie Smith.
Oh man, they are finding something with this Zamir Hill. Like I told you, they always are using, they always keep a variety of small little shifty scat backs is what I like to call them.
Yes.
And now they're coming with their big bruiser, Mr. Ewell, coming in right now. Let's see that they hand the ball off to him.
Is there a stock play that Cal Everett uses here for his running backs?
It's going to be a zone read right here, no doubt. There it is.
Okay, there's the handoff. Slashing down in the middle is Nehemiah Ewell, and Ewell getting some more positive yardage here for the Cougars as we tick down to 1:31 to go in the first quarter.
That was a designated handoff there. The outside guy coming on the edge, I think that was just an automatic handoff, not quarterback reading it, but nonetheless, they're going to utilize that running game. There's no sense putting the ball up here. Be conservative and just pound the ball.
Second down and goal here is Sean Lee Jr. getting ready to call out the signals, has it.
And right when I say that, they run the fade.
And throws to Elias Koch, who just takes it right in, and the big guy just takes it away. Nice job by Elias Koch. Pitch and catch, and 6'3", all of them, takes it right down. Just like that, Harrisburg is up now 12-0 here in the first quarter, looking for number 13 here in a moment.
Not bad coverage at all, Archie, but great pass and catch, right?
That way you go. Anytime that you're facing a big aggressive receiver like that, I have to play through the hands. As you can see, he has very strong hands, goes up, high points the ball, comes down with 2 feet, not just 1, 2 for the touchdown.
Elias Koch with the catch, and he just reached up there, 6'3", and at the very top, grabbed it and pulled it in over the top of his defender. So here's Barry Daniels in for that extra point effort again. Brandon will be the holder. Official stop play for a moment, getting everybody set. 1:05 to go here in the first quarter, and Harrisburg in control for the moment. The snap down, kick is up, kick is going to be wide, and so only 12-0 here. 1:05 to go in the first quarter. Harrisburg leads it. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. This is the High School Sports Live TV Game of the Week on Fox 43.2.
More choices, more laughter, more time to play, and less need to worry. At Capital Blue Cross, we're driven by a simple goal: to go the extra mile for you through all of life's ups and downs, and to always be there when you need us. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
12-0. Harrisburg leads York High here as a little fan shot over there on the far sideline. A lot of people filled in here tonight at this game, and nice to see. High school football opening game of the season. You guys have both been through opening games. I mean, this is just an exciting night. You're not in that cold fall feel yet, but, man, I'll tell you what, it's just fun to be back out here again, isn't it?
We're not close to that yet, Gary, but it'll get here, believe us.
Too soon.
It's a nice vibe because I had a lot of friends texting and saying they was trying to get in, and they're not letting anybody get in no more, so they done officially sold the game out, man. So this is a great thing for the York community to come out and support and to watch a good football game tonight.
How about domination so far for Harrisburg? 190 total yards at York 17. Now, York's got to find something on this possession and start to establish themselves here offensively. So Barry Daniels will kick off here for the Cougars, going from left to right on your screen. 1:05 to go here in the first quarter. York Rose Bowl kickoff classic as Daniels kicks it downfield, and it's going to go out of bounds.
Delay a game again.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure what's causing this right now. I think the officials got to come over and explain, because these guys are looking like kind of quizzical as what's happening.
And once again, once that referee that's way back where the receivers are in the other end zone, once he puts that ready for play signal, you have 25 seconds. The other thing is, let's remember, nobody's done kickoff yet. You do it in practice a little bit during the week, but we haven't had any reps at this. In scrimmages, you don't have reps in kickoffs almost every you could, but most coaches elect not to do that. And obviously you don't want to have full tackling on kickoffs when you're in a scrimmage for chance of injury.
So we'll try it again here as they'll tee it up. Daniel says, who do I watch here? And there's the official. Now he started the clock. And this time Daniels lets it go. Taken here by York High. Gabriel Rivera returns it back out. Pretty good field position here for the Bearcats to start. As Rivera gets it back out near the 39-yard line, will be 1st and 10 for the Bearcats. 58.3 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Harrisburg leads at 12-0. There you see Russ Stoner. And man, you talk about a guy that lives, eats, and breathes football here with this York High program. I mean, these kids are family to him. Russ Stoner, who's had stints over at Central High School as an assistant for a long time and came to York High, rebuilding that program into a real powerhouse. They've been factors in District 3 the last bunch of years. Here's Banks back at quarterback. Banks, inside handoff. Over the left side here will go Amani Bones, and he's going to be stopped there after maybe about a yard gain.
York High, the majority of their schedule, if not everybody on their schedule except for Harrisburg, they're going to play it. They're going to usually have a little bit more skill and speed. Their 4x1 relay for decades has been fabulous. The sprinters coming out of York High over the years. But when they play Harrisburg, that speed is
negated
completely.
Yeah,
yes.
It's a wash. So 2nd down and 8 as the clock ticking down here to 22 seconds to go in the first quarter. Now 9 seconds on the play clock. Banks, another handoff. Again to Bones, and again Bones is brought down to that line of scrimmage by a very alert Harrisburg High defense. Led there out of the gate by number 64, that's Sertain Venable, and we tick to the end of the first quarter. It's 12-0. Harrisburg leads it. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. This is High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2.
Where were you last night? Do you know how embarrassing that was for me? No. Don't deflect. Well, that wasn't passive-aggressive. Listen, I just need to know that I can trust you're going to be there when I need you. Hello? Our money just hung up on me.
Not cool.
Track your spending with our personal finance tool. Just another way to have better conversations with your money. From F&M Trust.
Lock it up at Hoffman Ford. Only Hoffman Ford offers 2 years maintenance included with any new 2023 Ford car, truck, or SUV order. Plus, lock in Ford's lowest APR rate today. Get 2 years maintenance included exclusively at Hoffman Ford. Why would you order from anywhere else? Who has your best deal on a new Ford?
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
Hey, Advanced Hoops is offering players a chance to play and train this fall for 10 weeks. 5-on-5, 1-on-1, 3-on-3, and a focused skill development factory that will have players ready for the winter season. Sign up now to play and train with Advanced Hoops. Add an extra rapid-fire skill class while you're at it for free if you sign up soon. Young players in 5th through 8th grade, register at advancedhoops.com. Gary Sutton, Fort Chapman, Archie Smith Jr. with you up here in York Suburban tonight for the final of 5 games this weekend, the York Rose Bowl Kickoff Classic. And it will be York High with the football here. 3rd and 8 from the 40-yard line to start second quarter. Banks looking deep. Banks downfield. Had a man open, just threw a little bit high that time, but a good concept as he missed his receiver, Juanita Scott.
Gary, you hit it nail on the head there. Great concept running 4 verticals against cover 3. 3 deep defenders. 4 verticals simply means, for those at home, people going right down the sidelines and going down the hash mark. You read the free safety. He made a perfect read. It was just slightly overthrown. Almost could have been caught.
Archie, talk about what we're talking about. We talk about a cover 3 and what we're looking at right there.
Well, you can see with the cover 3 free safety has his own deep third. Both corners have their deep third, but the two outside guys are playing more like a hook to flat, and they are trying to hold off those verticals. So all you have to do is make one read to make that free safety pick his side and come back to that other streak that you have right there. As you can see, as Ford said, that he has Scott wide open down there. If he even makes that a back shoulder pass or just like a regular pass, he catches that for a first down, or he can catch the ball and keep running.
Banks with that quick kick, getting it back downfield near the 30-yard line where they're going to set up shop here. Harrisburg High is. You know, I was talking about Kyle Everett on the other side, the experienced coach there for Harrisburg High, and how successful he's been. Does he have a stock play that he goes to offensively? You say, you know, this is Harrisburg High's running play. This is, you know, you're going to see Williams run it last year. You're going to see the new guys running it this year. Is there a stock play that he has for him?
What he's doing is what almost every team's doing out of shotgun, and having that one back that you can rely on. He had two stud running backs last year that would alternate, and they both were very, very successful and really led this running game. Right now they're in a one-back set, double slot. Jet sweep here.
Here's Sean Lee Jr. handing off to an inside man. This is Kamir Williams, brother of Kyle Williams, who was a mainstay here for a number of years.
And Kyle and their dad was a linebacker for us at Harrisburg in the late 90s, early 2000s. And I'll tell you what, a heck of a young man and a really competitive inside linebacker.
So it'll be second down now and 7, gain of 3 on the play.
And his two sons are very similar.
Sean Lee Jr. straight back. Lee Jr. trying to get out of trouble, dancing away. And Sean Lee Jr. brought down at the 30-yard line, a loss of maybe 1 on the play. We have a penalty flag now doing it in the backfield.
This is a good question. Coach Ford, how does it feel to be able to coach the guys, their dads, and then coming out here and watching their sons?
It's a really neat thing. You know, Pete Susi, our quarterback from McDevitt, his son was a 3-year starter at Coatesville. And now is at East Stroudsburg, following his dad's footsteps at East Stroudsburg. And now Matt Ortega's second son is going to be the starter for Coatesville this year, as it was last night. And it's pretty interesting to see the father, the son, and the apple doesn't fall far from the tree in a lot of these situations. The kids are competitive. They learn from their fathers, and it's neat to see. Good question, Archie.
Thank you.
Big penalty from Harrisburg here as we walk it back now, and 11:04 to go here in the first half. Ford?
I thought Harrisburg ran a little under route there and trying to get their slot receiver open, but Sean Lee didn't have enough time. And that's what York's going to have to do. York's going to have to get some pressure at the line of scrimmage and put pressure on Lee. Don't let him stand back here and throw away. And they did a nice job of it prior to that penalty.
So second down and 23 here. Straight back goes Lee.
Screen.
Little screen pass, and he's got his man coming up forward. And York High smelling out pretty well as the pass was completed to Nehemiah Ewell. And Ewell gets some of the yardage back. Still bring up 3rd and long.
York High defended that very well, that screen play. The advantage of a screen play, for those that aren't aware, you're throwing the ball, in that case to a running back, it can be to a receiver, but you're throwing it to him behind the line of scrimmage, which means the offensive lineman can go downfield and block prior to the ball being thrown. They don't have to wait on anything, and York High defended it very well.
They're going to say it was incomplete after all. Here's Lee again. Slash off the right side, open man, wide open, getting through there. It's Ewell, and Ewell's got the first down off a running play and kind of broke York High's back right there. York High thought they had him contained, and Ewell gets the first down.
First of all, great job by Ewell, but 3rd and 19, you got to run the football. You can't let that happen if you're York High. Stay in this game. You got to be able to stop a 3rd and 19 of running play out of the one back.
And that just takes the wind out of your sails if you're the Bearcats, because you thought you were in pretty good position right there. So first down and 10, ball out at the 41-yard line here for the Cougars, and they are up and running again. Lee, fumble. Ball covered by Harrisburg High, but a loss of 1.
Here's a great example. Terrible mesh there. And Sean Lee's a veteran quarterback. He knows that the running back has to provide the pocket for the handoff, and the quarterback can't just jam it in there. You got to reach and ride. That's the fundamentals of football. It was not done there with a 3rd-year starting quarterback, surprisingly.
When you say reach and ride, you don't want to see that flip up there. You want to see him kind of putting it right in there.
That's right.
Second down, 10, 41-yard line. Lee, straight back. Lee looking deep. Lee's got a man downfield looking for Elias Koch. He gets bumped. No flag. We got Elias Koch one-on-one. And I'll tell you what, you watch Elias Koch here, Archie. I mean, these guys got some strides.
Oh, yes, I mean, I've been around this kid for a long time, and you can see them. This is just nice competitor. But one thing that he tried to set him up was a stop and go on this route right here. So you can see they've been hitting the hitch routes and the stop routes early, and they're just trying to get these guys to bite on the route and then hit my guy going deep.
And they're great to do against man coverage, which York's playing a lot of, if you have time to throw the football. Play takes a little bit longer to develop, and usually when teams are playing man, they're bringing pressure.
This is interesting right here. We have another 3rd and 10.
3rd down and 10, and penalty flag down here. So we'll see what the call is as they play called dead.
That was going to be a quarterback draw.
It's going back against Harrisburg again.
It's like a counter draw. They were pulling the offensive right tackle across the line of scrimmage.
So they're walking back 5 here. Looks like it was illegal procedure. It'll be a 3rd down and 15 now for the Cougars as the clock ticks under 9:07. Coming up at halftime is the Jack T. and Valvo halftime report, the Capital Blue Cross and AT&T halftime stats, and the Capital Region Insurance Agency first half highlights, all straight ahead at halftime.
A lot of penalties. Last game, the Steel High game, a lot of penalties. You're going to expect that early in the season. York High's got to get off the field here on this 3rd and 15.
A big play here, a little movement on that right side again.
Screen.
Lee throws it out there, and you've got a good job of smelling out for York High. And a nice play there by number 17. That was Precious P.J. Jinamiyama.
Interesting there. What Harrisburg did scheme-wise, the offensive tackle goes out and blocks the guy covering the guy catching the football. And that's a lot of room for an offensive tackle to cover, but Brown was able to do it successfully. But good coverage, tackling after the catch by York to force what's going to be a punt here by Lee. There's no way they're going for this.
How about 4th down and 11 here? They're just going to try to get people off sides. I mean,
well, what they was doing, you can see York is not
oh my gosh! Nobody was covering him.
And how about that? Wide open.
He was going to punt, but then he looked, and they had 5 wideouts out there, and nobody was covering the slot receiver at the short side.
Salim Penn was right down there, wide open, and he caught Salim Penn. Quick first down, and York High caught asleep again. And again, a big backbreaker as they look like they might have him bottled up.
Yep, and that's what you tell a quarterback that's going to punt out a shotgun. Look and see. If there's a receiver that's not covered, nobody's over top of him, you can get the first down, throw it to him.
Ball at the 45-yard line, 8:04 to go here in the first half. Huge play again by Harrisburg. Timeout, York High will take one as well. This is the High School Sports Live TV Game of the Week on Fox 43.2.
From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invicta has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invicta is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invicta, providing affordable HD video solutions.
And welcome back. This is the Rose Bowl, the York Rose Bowl Kickoff Classic. As we are late into the night here on a Saturday night, but no one's going anywhere. I mean, you look around the outside of this whole field right now, people standing everywhere a couple feet deep, and all the fans are filled. All the fans are in the stands, and they're filled. York High with 2 backbreaker plays here so far, but Sean Lee Jr., thus far 8 of 11 for 75 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. This one, he's been pretty good.
If you're the defensive coordinator for York High, has to be sick right now. You hold Harrisburg to twice. You got 3rd and long the first time. You got 4th and double digits the second, and you don't cover the receivers out there, and they decide not to kick out a shotgun. And instead, they just throw the ball and get the easy first down for double-digit yardage.
Bad thing when your quarterback is also your kicker, and he's looking around to throw as much as he's looking around to kick. So there you have it. First down and 10, ball at the 45-yard line of York High. Harrisburg. Sean Lee calls it out. Slash, right side, wide open down the middle. Heading for the end zone. He's going to be in. And again, it is that jet we're talking about here. Number 14, Zamir Hill, who runs it in from 45 yards out. Zamir Hill just broke York High's back again.
Very well executed. However, York High, with an extra man in the bucket, they over-penetrated. You've got to be very careful. When you're a defensive lineman or anybody coming through, you cannot go beyond the heels of the offensive lineman. If you get upfield too far and penetrate, and it's a running play, you can run right past it, and that's exactly what happened.
As you can see,
that was after that was a dead ball.
Penalty flag down on the field, but a dead ball.
Which was kind of unique right there. You can see the York player was holding on to the ankles of Kevin Brown, and as he gets up, the offensive lineman comes back and just pushes him off. Watch this right here. Well, this is the touchdown, Mr. Hill. They're not catching that guy.
Yeah, he's running downhill. Yeah. Zamir Hill, and so Russ Stoddard out checking to see what the call is here for sure for York High. Penalty flag's going to get picked up.
Well, the interesting thing is on Harrisburg, but you want to see, was it after the touchdown? I think that's what they're trying to determine now.
Yeah, I think it was. I don't know. Hopefully nobody was thrown out. I hope there were no punches thrown.
No punches.
It looks like still not quite sure what the call is there.
Yes, it's going to be on the
on Harrisburg, it looks like.
Right.
Touchdown counts.
So it's 18-0 here, and Harrisburg's going to get a chance to have Barry Daniels maybe put it through again. They may go for 2 here. Nope, Barry Daniels is going to put the tee down.
Well, one thing about the going for 2 is when I do have a field goal kicker that, I mean, every time I score, I am trying to build his confidence up because there's going to be some games that I'm going to need that 1 point.
Great point, yep. Here's a snap. Barry Daniels up. This time looking pretty good, and Barry Daniels knocks it on through. And it's 19-0 here with 7:51 to go to the half. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. This is the High School Sports Live TV Game of the Week on Fox 43.2.
Where were you last night? Do you know how embarrassing that was for me? No. Don't deflect. Well, that wasn't passive-aggressive. Listen, I just need to know that I can trust you're going to be there when I need you. Hello? Our money just hung up on me.
Not cool.
Track your spending with our personal finance tool. Just another way to have better conversations with your money from F&M Trust.
And welcome back to Fox 43.2 and High School Sports Live TV Game of the Week. As you see Harrisburg on the sideline there. And
that's their head strength coach in the middle with his arms folded, Jesse Haar, as well as their defense coordinator. Next to him was obviously head coach Calvin Everett. Played at East Pennsboro his first 2 years, his junior and senior year. He transferred, played running back for Harrisburg. Went to Millersville, had a really good high school career, graduated in '98. And
it's a shame you don't know anything about these guys.
Was an assistant at several places, including Bishop McDevitt, assistant at Harrisburg under Coach Chop, and done as we mentioned earlier, just done a heck of a job.
Quite a
taking
resume.
The 2 state championships.
Yeah.
They did not win those, but both times lost to St. Joe's Prep, which very few teams are able to.
Ladies and gentlemen, I almost got Fort Chapman to smile a little bit. I mean, we're giving a little heat here. So this guy is like a walking history book.
Yes,
kicking off with a 25 due to the penalty.
Yep.
Should give York good field position here.
At the 30, trying to get near side. Bring it back upfield out to the 40-yard line. So York High will get some decent field possession here as Wanique Scott with the return for the Bearcats. And so for the Bearcats right now, and you're talking right here to Coach Stoner, what's he trying to do? What's the first thing he's got to do? Arch?
One thing I have to do is I got to sustain a drive. I got to sustain possessions. And how I'm going to do that is I got to be able to get some type of running game going. If I can't get a running game going, I want to get the short game going. I need to get my quarterback in some type of rhythm to lead my offense.
One play at a time. What's your first call right here if you're Coach Stoner to try to get that momentum going a little bit?
Yeah, something you're comfortable with. It doesn't necessarily have to be a run. Just whatever's in your playbook that you feel comfortable with, and I'd like to really get the ball in the hands of these skill guys, even on some short passes, let them run after the catch. Here comes jet sweep.
We've not been able to get it to Ward yet. Here's a jet sweep, and boy, did they smell that out. And you talk about breaking it up here for the Cougars. Micah Chambers just rushed in there wearing a number that's kind of popular at Harrisburg, number 11, right?
No doubt.
They had another Micah that wore number 11 here at one point in time, and he's not doing too bad for the Dallas Cowboys now.
I know those guys feel good when they go into the number room and the coach, they say, what number we getting? We're like, oh, well, you know what? You're going to wear 11 this year. Do you mind wearing it?
There's a guy named Parsons here that played at one time that wore that number. It's making it pretty popular. So no gain on the play. It looked like I had some possibilities there on the jet sweep. It didn't happen. 2nd down and 10, ball at the 40. And
legal procedure on lineman on the left side of the line moved.
So York High just having a tough time trying to anticipate that charge from Harrisburg right now. This Harrisburg defense is just so quick.
I mentioned it earlier. The speed and you said the quickness which can be a little bit different, but obviously similar things. The ability for Harrisburg to fly, we call it flying to the football. They're extremely good at it, as they did on that jet sweep there to get Ward.
Again, we talked about that lateral pursuit along the line. They're so good at it. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, the Jack Giambalvo halftime report. Little quick movement off the side. Now they got it out to Ward. Finally, Ward at the 50. Ward down near sideline to 40.
Excellent.
Ward eludes a man and gets down near the 33-yard line before he finally steps out of bounds. And that's the guy who's a playmaker here for York High.
And there's what we just said a few plays ago. It doesn't have to be a long pass. Get the ball in one of your skill guys' hands and something short. Let him run after the catch. The outside linebacker to that side for Harrisburg took the wrong drop. He went too shallow and didn't get back enough. And there you have the catch and then the run after the catch.
Ward, not a big guy, kind of a slippery player. Also a pretty good basketball player here for the Bearcats. Good shooter. And right now he's trying to get a few catches under his belt and get his team on the scoreboard. Ball at the 32-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bearcats. A little something going across the middle. Good pass there by Banks. And a good catch in the middle as well by number 14. That's Gabriel Rivera.
Last two plays for York High. The quarterback, George Banks, put the ball right on the money. Nothing fancy. First was a hitch. Next one was a slant. But he threw it. He threaded the needle on both of them.
George Banks now has his team on the move. 2nd down and 3 here.
No tight end. 3 wide out. Split backs to the shotgun. That's a penalty. Left receiver moved suddenly. Any movement like that's automatic. The referee didn't blow the official didn't blow the whistle for like 2 seconds, but
illegal procedure against the Bearcats. They're going to walk it back 5.
If he just would have took a step down and then relocated and then reset, then the running back would have been able to move.
Yeah, he may have fooled the official there. Yeah.
You get a timeout on the field here for a moment, and timeout's going to be for Harrisburg High. We'll take one as well. 6:07 to go here until the half. Harrisburg leads it 19-0 on Fox 43.2.
You mean the world to us.
You sure do.
And one day, you'll need to take care of us just like we take care of you. We have goals to retire and travel, and you're a big part of those plans.
I don't think they understand.
Maybe I'm just not good at this.
Our investment and trust services team helps you plan for the future. Have better conversations with your money with F&M Trust.
And welcome back. 6:07 to go. 2nd down and 8. Ball at the 29-yard line now for the Bearcats. And they need some good things happening here. Got a little something going here with George Banks. Checking in the game of the play right now is Amari Davis, number 11. There goes Ward in motion. Banks. The handoff. And there's the aforesaid Amari Davis with the handoff inside. Down inside the 30-yard line. Not much of a gain in the play, if any at all, but he might have picked up one. So call pickup of a couple. 3rd down and 6 at the 28, and obviously 4 down territory right here for him.
No doubt about it. So 2 downs to get 6 yards. You know that going in. 3 receivers to the wide side. Look for something up there.
You got Ward near side by himself.
There it is, quick one.
Nice pass out there for Banks. Banks trying to get forward. And boy, I'll tell you what, just the reaction by Harrisburg to get up there and make the play. And that was Jayon Lewis again, the sophomore, number 5, really with a good stick out there. Looked like that had some room.
The only problem with that play, it's the 3 receivers are to the wide side. You're throwing to the outside guy on a quick stop pass, but it takes the balls in the air for a long time. And those Harrisburg zone defenders, we talked about it, are breaking on that football. But you still got you got a couple yards there, and you're in a decent situation, 4th and 4.
Archie, you have that defensive back mentality. Those defensive backs coming up and sticking real quick.
You have to come up and make that tackle. We're talking about 5'8", 165 versus 6'1", 175. In a big game like this, man, you have to come up and make that play right there. I think that was a great open field tackle from Mr. Jayon Lewis right there.
And you're going to get a timeout called here at the 4:40 mark. And we'll take one as well. York High with a timeout. They're trying to get a score here. 4:40 to go in the first half. We'll go back and find out what they come up with next on the play. Right here on Fox 43.2.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, Never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
Advanced Hoops is offering players a chance to play and train this fall for 10 weeks, 5-on-5, 1-on-1, 3-on-3, and a focused skill development factory that will have players ready for the winter season. Sign up now to play and train with Advanced Hoops. Add an extra rapid-fire skill class for free if you sign up soon. Young players in 5th through 8th grade, register at advancedhoops.com. Find Archie Smith Jr. over there at Advanced Hoops an awful lot. He's training and helping people in skill. And
look at this formation right now. Don't be surprised if this receiver at the numbers at the top there to the left, all the way to Harrisburg side, comes in motion. He's back farther than he usually should be, so I expect him to come in motion. They need to get somebody in the line of scrimmage or it's going to be a penalty.
4th and 4, ticking down to
Here
7 seconds on the clock. Here he goes. That's Ward. Here's your handoff. Oh, good slash right there. Getting down, not going to get enough down near the 25-yard line, but not near enough for the first down, and Harrisburg's going to take over on downs at the 4:33 mark here of the first half. We surprised at all by the call on that fourth.
No, however, it was a full flow play, and with a full flow play, meaning just no misdirection, the Harrisburg defense is going to run it, usually track that down, and they did.
So Harrisburg takes over, 4:33 to go here, and Fort Chapman.
They were a little bit out of whack there. They only had 10 guys in the field after the timeout. So a guy had to run in and play tight end. He wasn't really a tight end body, and he lined up at the last moment. They brought the guy in motion. It just was the continuity and the timing was not well executed there.
So Sean Lee and his Cougars will take over. They lead 19-0 here in the first half, and they'd like nothing more than to stuff another one in here before halftime. And they have shown they can move the ball in a hurry. That's the one thing I've noticed tonight is Harrisburg's able to move the ball quickly, more quickly than they did the last 2 years here with Lee having more skills like that. He finds Elias Koch coming right across the middle. Man, I'll tell you what, Elias Koch with some nice routes.
The clock was at 0 right prior to that ball being snapped. The play clock I'm referring to. No penalty was called. Harrisburg in a one-back set, 3 receivers to the wide side up top. Look for the run here. Good for the bubble.
Oh, nice job of pulling it back there and just needing it. Lee looked back and saw the defense out there. Smart play by Lee.
However, you got to give credit to that front group of York High penetrating upfield, getting their hands in the passing lane, forcing that pass to be not thrown. And the bubble was pretty open up top with the 3 receivers. And the great thing about the bubble screen, you're throwing it behind the line of scrimmage. Other 2 receivers can block for you downfield. It's tough to defend.
Second down call at 13 now for Harrisburg High.
It was a counter play. The right tackle, Brown, pulled. Kicked out the last guy in the line of scrimmage down to the left, and running back up the middle, that was number 9, Ewell, junior running back.
So Harrisburg High gets into positive yardage here. 3rd down and 8, ball out at the 49-yard line here for the Cougars. Harrisburg with 300 total yards here in the first half.
Wow. Throwing it out there right away. It was a quarterback draw.
Safest play in the house right here, and tackling him and pulling him forward is Sean Lee Jr., and he might be down in the area here where you're going to think about going for it on 4th down.
Oh, most definitely.
Ball down to the 45-yard line, or make that 46-yard line.
If we've been seeing them go for it on 4th and 4 in their own territory, they're definitely going to go 4th and 4 in the opponent's territory.
Well, here they are.
Interesting set here. They're going to go under center with 2 backs. Oh, no, he's going to come back to shotgun, but 2 backs in the backfield.
Kamir Williams and Nehemiah Ewell in the backfield with him.
No tight end.
York is an all-man.
Maybe just trying to get them off sides here and get that without having to run a play. So a timeout called for Harrisburg. They're going to talk about what they want to run. We'll take a timeout as well. 2:23 to go, and we're going to stay right here. And we want to remind you that we have coming up at the half the Jack G. and Balvo halftime report, Capital Blue Cross and AT&T halftime stats, and the Capital Region first half highlights. And you know, just and we're going to have a special interview with John G. and Balvo from the John G. and Balvo, Jack G. and Balvo family of dealerships. and a special promo maybe for Advanced Hoops Fall Basketball Training Program. So we've got a lot going on at halftime. But, you know, when you talk about this Harrisburg High team, looking very sharp here. They've had a few penalties and so forth, a few hiccups for, but, you know, for the most part, you got to be impressed with how they've replaced some of the players they lost from last year.
Absolutely. They're playing with a lot of confidence, some cohesiveness, and, you know, York High's hanging in there. They're hanging tough.
Right.
The last touchdown should not have happened. They would be down 2 scores right now had they been able to get off the field on those 2 situations where they had Harrisburg backed up. Yardage needed, once was 4th and more than 10, once was 3rd and about 19 on the same drive. Now here Harrisburg's going to go for it. I like this front group offensively and defensively for York High. You got 55, he's a 6'6", 270-pound senior, and 71, he's a 6'4", 305 two-way lineman.
So let's see what Harrisburg has in store for York High right here.
Bootleg.
And there he is, bootleg. Good job of pinning him in there for a second. Throwing downfield has Elias Koch again. And Elias Koch breaks loose. Elias Koch to the 20, to the 10. In for the touchdown, a 46-yard touchdown pass. The second one of the night for Elias Koch. And what a play there by Sean Lee Jr. to keep that play alive and then find Koch, who came back to get the football.
As we stated in the pregame, with the maturity of Sean Lee Jr., as you can see, 2 years ago, he probably wouldn't have made that, stayed consistent in that pocket and made that pass. He probably would have kept strolling out. Look at him standing in there and taking the hit.
And
as I take the hit and see my big 6'3" sophomore go up to a highest point, all hands catch, break the tackle, and scamper in for a touchdown,
and when you have a 6'3" receiver that's going to go high point the ball, as a quarterback, you have confidence. You know, you just throw it up.
Exactly, and that's exactly what he did.
There's Barry Daniels, big high kick, and it is good. And so Daniels with a second straight extra point, 26-0. The Cougars have struck again with 2:11 to go to the half. It's all happening right here on High School Sports Live TV. The game of the week on Fox 43.2.
You may recycle your electronics, appliances, and mercury thermostats at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
In addition to 8 local drop-off sites for recyclable materials.
Recycling matters in Dauphin County.
Since 2001, Dauphin County has recycled over 10,000 tons of electronics.
And 1.6 million tons of recyclables like cardboard and plastics.
Keep up the great work.
Bring it on!
5 plays, 74 yards, 2 minutes and 22 seconds, and it's Harrisburg High again in the old refrain so far tonight here in the first half. And they lead it 26-0 over the Bearcats of York High.
I think that was a big play by Harrisburg right there to get some points going into halftime right there. And also stopping York, as York had a little bit momentum as they were threatening to score.
I'll tell you what, Barry Daniels has got some leg, and he's got some kicking game this year. Last year, I don't think Harrisburg had that kind of kicking game. This year looks a little bit better for him.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
It's like in basketball when we say the shooters want to see the ball go through the nets. He's seen that ball go through that field goal, and looking, he's been striking on ever since.
Exactly right. An old-fashioned, straight-on look, but hey, you know what? He's got a little foot behind it, and every one of those is magic. So here come the Bearcats, trying to get something established here in a first half where they have seen Harrisburg break their back about 3 times in some big plays that could have well turned around this first half when you think about it. York High with a brand-new running back into this year, a brand-new quarterback in George Banks. Got another guy they've been talking about there who they think is going to be pretty good, Najee Still, who is a sophomore. They're talking about him being the quarterback of the future. Number 7, he's not been in there yet. George Banks trying to get the feel here.
Harrisburg bringing pressure.
And Banks keeps it himself this time. Here comes Banks near side. Going to get out near the 25-yard line where he'll step out of bounds and the gain about 5 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Bearcats.
Nice read by Banks there.
Banks has more of that lineman look, doesn't he? He's kind of a thicker kind of quarterback, but nevertheless, able to scamper.
Sure.
Pretty good poise. Got to like what you see from him so far. So it'll be 2nd down and 5. Ball out at the 25-yard line here for the Bearcats, trying to get something going here against this Cougar team. Cougars up on the line of scrimmage again, and straight up the middle they come. And a good surge forward again, and out near 1st down yardage. as the ball's going to be handed off to, looks like Samir Gwynn. New number in there, Samir Gwynn, a freshman, 5'7", first time he's played all night.
Nice job by York High. 2 plays, first down, move the clock. Now the clock's is moving now after they got the chains set. Under 2 minutes.
1:52 now, ticking down a little bit further.
No timeouts left for the Bearcats. They're in no hurry right now. But if they get a score in here before the half, would be a big punch, big positive impact for them going into the locker room.
You look at that Michael McGonigal on the right side, 6'5". I mean, he's big. He's going to Maryland next year. He's got a scholarship already offered. 6'6", 270. So 1:22 to go here. Second down and 10 now for the Bearcats. Ball at their own 30-yard line here at the moment. Huge crowd here tonight. It's really been fun to see these people roll out for this initial event, the Rose Bowl of York. Kickoff Classic. Had some great teams in here this week. Imhotep Charter, who won like 67-0 earlier today. He had Steel High and a big win over Monty Christian, 42-27.
Imhotep ended in the 80s to nothing.
Is that right?
Balls on the ground.
Oh, no. And it's going to be covered, I think, by Harrisburg. Yeah, Harrisburg's got the football and the fumble there again for York High. And coming up for the football for Harrisburg, number 55, that is Jayon Lee, a junior, 5'9" defensive lineman who jumps on the ball. And so Lee with the fumble recovery. And again, Harrisburg back in business with 46 seconds to go.
If you're York High, you got to regroup and you got to be ready because Harrisburg's going to be coming at you here from the 25. Got to somehow keep them out of the end zone with 46 ticks remaining.
So Harrisburg with the football here. They had a tough break again for York High, and you saw a lot of those kind of mistakes with York Suburban Trojans last night. 5 different turnovers in the first half that led to a big first half score for East Pennsboro when they led 30-0.
2 teams going against each other last night with same colors, school colors. Right, black and orange.
Yep. So Russ Stoner down. Let's take a break. We'll come right back as we get Amani Bowes looked after here for York High. This is High School Sports Live TV. We'll keep it right here. After all, he's back up and walking off under his own power here. See just a few of the fans in the stands here tonight at York Suburban High School. Again, thanks to Ron Corsi for organizing this whole thing. It's been a great event this weekend. This kind of the last game of a 5-game set. Bones looks like he's okay, walking off under his own power.
1977 AFC Championship game from Denver, Mile High Stadium. The Denver Broncos, what we have here, the old school royal blue and orange against the Oakland Raiders, Harrisburg Cougars. You have the same colors. The Orange Crush defense, Randy Gradishar, Lyle Alzado.
You're the only guy that could take York High, turn it into the
Denver Broncos. They went the whole way to the Super Bowl, but the Cowboys got them 27-10.
It was impressive. That was an impressive segue.
Thank you, sir.
And you impress me all the time, but you always raise the bar. So here we are, first down and 10 for Harrisburg. Let's see where they go. Sean Lee Jr. has been really impressive in this one so far, and he says one-on-one, I got a guy down there. A good defensive play for York High. Maybe a little pushing and shoving there, Archie, but Kai Beatty did a pretty good job of holding his ground.
Oh, that was just great coverage right there, man. Like now, you know, they are letting these guys battle each other right now, the receiver plus the DB right there. It was no way he could not let the receiver fight for the ball, come by, and the ball was out of bounds in the way.
You saw him there on the replay. Pretty good position for Beatty. So it'll be second down and 10 now, 40.4 seconds to go. Running back in there for the moment is Jameer Green, yet another, check that rather, number 8.
Don't be surprised if number 4 just doesn't, one of these plays here just doesn't do that little motion and fire it out there to 3 blockers in front of him.
Straight back goes Lee again. He's being rushed big. He's going to find a way to get out of there, though. They thought they had him dead to rights, and Lee is going to head down near the 6-yard line where he steps out of bounds. A big first down. Man, York High came full house, thought they had him, and Lee found a way to get out.
All you got to do is step up in the pocket when you do have that, and you have such an elusive quarterback like that, man. He makes 2 guys miss, and then he's already at the second level right now.
Take a look at this again. They have everybody coming, they miss him, and boy, Lee just finds the hole and heads south.
Yes, he does. Now, one timeout left with 32 seconds. Quincy Brandon's down, has looks to be a cramp in the end zone there.
And you're going to see more and more of those as we progress into the night in these warm nights right now in the beginning of football season. So he's down on the field for the moment. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back. 32 seconds to go in the half. This is High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. We have millions of dollars in new and pre-owned inventory across 8 brands in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and Giambalvo Hyundai of Hanover. And we want to thank the local community for voting us the 2023 official Community's Choice Award Best of York and Hanover winner in 5 different categories. Come out today and find out why your friends and neighbors voted Giambalvo #1. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
First down and 9 yards to go. 32.4 seconds to go here in the half. Harrisburg knocking on the door for yet another touchdown. They already lead it 26-0. And we'll see what Cal Everett has dialed up for this one. Do you have a particular play you like to go to on this kind of set?
No,
here?
you only have one timeout left, so you got to be careful. You run the ball, you're going to have to probably use a TO. You don't want to. You want to try to avoid spiking if you can, because you want to try to get 4 downs to score here on 1st and goal from the 9.
Got a spread look here. 2 receivers tandem, 1 goes in motion.
Sprint right. I think he's going to sprint. I was going to hand it off here. Now you got to get your timeout right now. Get it.
A good stick there for York High from Jameer Green on the tackle. So
now it's going to be 2nd down, but you have no timeouts left. So you got to put the ball in the air or run wide, and that's a situation where you got to be careful, because by the time they get the ball placed, if you're in bounds, get tackled in bounds, it's going to be tough.
So is it something you want to throw the ball here to the end zone to make sure if it's incomplete, it's in the end zone?
That's exactly right.
So it'll be 2nd down now and 8, call it, from the 8-yard line.
Now, can you run the ball? Yes, but if you're York High, you're thinking they're going to try to throw the ball in the end zone.
Of course, Elias Koch has been the guy they like to go to here. Isolate him, use that 6'3" frame.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they go with that again.
If you're Harrisburg, you got 3 good. They're not going to kick a field goal from there. You got 3 good chances to put this ball in the end zone, but you can't get caught in bounds, getting tackled, because that clock will just run and you can't stop it. Neither can York. Their timeouts are gone as well. Not that they would want to, but they can't.
Here's Harrisburg coming out and lining it up. Sean Lee has been impressive here in the first half. I've really been impressed with his maturation since last year alone. So you got 3 receivers out there. Koch is on the far end of that whole line. Koch likes to cross with this too. He'll like to slant in. And there goes Sean Lee. He's going to get him for a touchdown with a penalty flag down. I think it's going to bring it back.
I think it's going to be illegal motion. Yep. When you send a guy in motion, the other 10 players have to be set and they cannot move.
So a big penalty right here for Harrisburg as Lee scores, but it's called back.
The other thing, when that guy does go in motion, everybody's got to be set before he goes in motion. And that was the illegal motion call there. It's going to take him back 5. Now it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 13.
And 16.8 seconds to go here in the half. Don't forget, coming up at halftime, so Jack Giambalvo halftime report, Capital Blue Cross and AT&T halftime stats, and the Capital Region first half highlights. Thanks to Travis Sparks, our statistician tonight, who's keeping an eye on all those things for us, and we'll post those there at the half. So a little bit more intrigue here before we get to halftime. 16.8 seconds to go. 2nd down, 13 for the Cougars of Harrisburg, who are in control, 26-0.
You can't get sacked here either. If you're the Harrisburg side, if you're York, that's the best thing you want to do. Put pressure on the quarterback and don't let him run once you rush.
You got a savvy guy here in Sean Lee Jr. Sean Lee Jr. and got sacked. There it was. And a great job coming in on that sack by Jameer Green.
They're not going to get this off.
So it's going to tick down to 7 seconds, 6, 5, 4. You're not going to get lined up. You're going to try to kill it. And it's not going to happen here, I don't believe.
They got the play.
They did. Throw it to the end zone to Koch again. Koch in the end zone, touchdown.
He pushed off, though. That's going to be coming back. Very nice play, but offensive pass interference.
They had
Archie?
Koch. And Koch looks like he pushed off. Penalty flag down. No time left on the clock. Let's see if the officials sort it out. They thought they had put that point on the board. They got it off with like 2 seconds ago, but Koch pushed off down there in the end zone. The official going down to pick up the flag, and that should end the half.
I'm just amazed that they got that play off.
Yeah,
it was like 0.2 seconds to go when he let it rip.
That was real good.
The left tackle was getting. That's why I said they're not going to. Whether he was completely set or not, that remains to be seen. There you see on the replay the push off.
And you can see the hands extend out. I think that's going to end the half. Can the half end on a penalty that way?
Well, it's a penalty against the offense. So they're going to back it up 15, but there's no time on the clock. Is it an untimed down because the penalty was against the offense? You can't decline the penalty if you're York High because it's a touchdown.
Right.
So
I think they
my
get another
understanding
shot.
We get one more play.
Yep.
So we're going to get one more play here to end the half. Even though there's no time on the clock, this is an untimed down. There you see Russ Stoner.
Now they're all the way back to the 35.
And so York High, you can maybe uncork one right here. See what you could do. Coach Stoner down there calling out the play.
York still sticking to their man-to-man defense. It's surprising they don't have a free safety back there on this last play. They'll take a D lineman out and put a free safety in to be able to play the ball because they're going to go deep.
There's Lee Jr. being chased around back there. He's just
Great
going to
job.
let it go, and good job. And he gets it out to the flat. He's got a man open. And they're going to get a touchdown anyway. Look at this. And no, finally brought down here.
Fabulous job of York High putting pressure on the quarterback.
It really did. And York High stops the final touchdown. A little bit of momentum to take to the locker room here. We come to the half. It's the Jack Giambalvo halftime report, the Capital Blue Cross and AT&T halftime stats, the Capital Region first half highlights. But first, we want to stay tuned right now for a special interview with John Giambalvo from Jack Giambalvo Family of Dealerships.
I'm excited to be here with Tom Couch, the Vice President for the Jack Giambalvo Family of Dealerships. Tom, you and your staff have served this community in so many ways over the years. High School Sports Live thanks you for being a part of what we do, but you served the York area community a lot longer than just us. Talk about how excited you guys are to keep this tradition going.
You know, Jack's Giambalvo started the business in the early 70s, and you know, he was born and raised in York, and this is where he wanted to start his company and grow it, and he's done a fabulous job with it. And you know, we have 10 different franchises in 4 locations, so we've grown to a point where Jack has always wanted to make sure, and his son John, to give back to the community. And so we look at High School Sports Live as an opportunity to give back and also have an awareness to our company with the young kids today.
The new Mazda dealership is, man, this is state of the art. Not only are you selling cars out of here, but you're giving people in the community job opportunities. Talk about the uniqueness of the job opportunities. It's the VOTEC kid at high school, it's the college graduate. Talk about those opportunities.
You know, in the world we live in today, it's tough being a young person today, and we realize that. And so some of the involvement areas that we focus on is, for example, the trade schools. And with the younger kids with VOTEC, they have an opportunity to learn a trade. So for example, in our service department, being a technician, right. The days of just replacing spark plugs, filters, now it's very technologically advanced with computer skills. So we're involved with the kids from the VOTEC side with learning a trade of being a technician, and then also from the business side, if young people love cars and they've always been around cars and they just can see themselves, you know, having a career, being a salesperson can be very lucrative, and also you get to meet a lot of great people because everybody buys a car.
Now, you guys have also been creatively having to put people in cars. It's not just the new car, it's the used car, it's the max dollars on trade-ins. Talk about that, Tom. What does that look like right now for people in general?
Yeah, the supply chain issue we have in our world today affects us also, but what we try to do to be transparent with the customer is every car that we have committed from the factory to build, we have that on our website so people can come see what we have coming in. So we may not have 200 cars on ground right now, but there's availability for people to match their needs from new and used cars.
That's awesome.
More choices, more laughter, more time to play, and less need to worry. At Capital Blue Cross, we're driven by a simple goal: to go the extra mile for you through all of life's ups and downs, and to always be there when you need us. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
In the dynamic world of construction, Groff Tractor and Equipment stands as your trusted John Deere and Workin' dealer. With our extensive range of construction sales and rentals, we provide the equipment you need to tackle any project. But our commitment doesn't stop there. Our comprehensive parts and service departments are there to make sure your equipment is operating at its best, minimizing downtime and maximizing productivity. Our dedicated technicians ensure your equipment operates at peak performance. Our technician internship opportunities provide a pathway to a successful career. Learn from skilled professionals and grow with us. Trust, reliability, and exceptional service. That's Groff Tractor and Equipment. Stop by, give us a call, or visit our website today for more information. Groff Tractor and Equipment, your #1 source for everything under construction.
What are you doing?
Getting the money for the RV we've been wanting. I know you're in there, money.
They're saying we can get a line of credit based on what we've already paid into our home.
Oh, that's pretty clever. Huh? No harm done.
Borrow from your home with our FlexLock line of credit. Have better conversations with your money with F&M Trust.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
You may recycle your electronics, appliances, and mercury thermostats at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
In addition to 8 local drop-off sites for recyclable materials.
Recycling matters in Dauphin County.
Since 2001, Dauphin County has recycled over 10,000 tons of electronics.
And 1.6 million tons of recyclables like cardboard and plastics.
Keep up the great work.
Bring it on!
And welcome back to York Suburban High School. 26-0 here at the half. Harrisburg over York High Bearcats, and Harrisburg dominating the first half here. This is our Jack Gianvalvo halftime report, and we're going to have our Capital Blue Cross and AT&T first half stats and our Capital Region first half highlights. But talking with Ford Chapman here and Archie Smith Jr. up here on the deck. Ford, what impressed you about Harrisburg High here in the first half?
Thought defensively, they really played good pursuit, tackled well, covered well, and offensively, Sean Lee's running the show.
You look at York High, had a tough time getting things started here, Archie. Looking to maybe get some things going in the second half, but right now just kind of wandering, trying to find their way.
One thing, as you can see in halftime right now, I'm going to build off of the possession that we had before the half, before the turnover right there when we was able to move the ball before we turn the ball over and get the ball back to Harrisburg. But we have shown that the little passes and the small runs can at least get the ball moving. We just got to keep the chains moving this half right here.
Again, George Banks trying to find his way. Kind of liked his poise. He liked some of the things he's trying to do. Maybe get the ball in the hands of Ward a little bit more. Let's take a look right now at our Capital Region Insurance Agency first half highlights. And they were all on the side pretty much of Harrisburg High here in the first half, as they had a couple guys get a couple touchdowns each here in the first half. And you can see here the interception. They kind of started things off as was intercepted downfield there by number 7, Quincy Brannon. And then from there, Harrisburg High turned it around into a very, very quick touchdown. The flash right here of Zamir Hill for his first score. And then you see again Sean going upfield right here. A great job by Sean Lee Jr. He had poise all throughout the first half, turned in big play after big play. Elias Koch with the first catch here for his first touchdown, a 4-yard reception in the corner of the end zone.
Defender all over him, but great passing catch.
And take a look again. Here's Sean Lee Jr. finding his man out in the flat.
That was the big fourth down right there.
Movement the whole first half, and then the inside handoff. And here again, it's Zamir Hill showing you some flash downfield. Zamir Hill, a 46-yard touchdown run. And putting Harrisburg up big right there.
That was a touchdown that was caused by the lack of covering the punt.
Look at this. Sean Lee Jr. coming back into Elias Koch, who breaks loose, then the 6'3" guy, and just dances downhill and into the end zone. He with his second touchdown pass in the second half. So Zamir Hill with 2 runs. And on the other side, you have Elias Koch with 2 catches. And now we take a look at our AT&T Capital Blue Cross halftime stats right here. And anything jump out at you there, guys?
I mean, the total yards, 400 total yards in the first game of the season, guys, is really good. I mean, 170 yards, 230. The balance is really good right there. 1 turnover. One big thing there you see there is the 7 penalties for the 65 yards, but 400 total yards in the first week of the season for man. I mean, like, that is really, really good.
Sure is. No doubt about it.
Yeah, 470 in the first half. And last year, of course, York High gave up 33 points a game. That's something they wanted to cut down on this year. Something I'm sure their coach Russ Stoner is talking about here at the half. We'll take a break. We'll come right back with more here to start the second half. This is the High School Sports Live TV Game of the Week, live from York Suburban High School tonight here on Fox 43.2.
What's the deal, y'all? It's your boy Big Star Raw Sports here, man. I'm super excited that I'm partnering with my guy Charlie Fortney at Advanced Hoops, man, for an amazing NBA-style combine training that's coming to the Harrisburg area, man. If anybody wants to register for a spot, I'll be pre-approving. So you guys know where to find me at. You can find me on Instagram at Raw Sports Films, on Twitter at Big Star Raw Sport, on Facebook at Michael Starling. Reach out to me. I'll be pre-approving those rosters by September 10th. It's going to be rocking and rolling, man. Make sure you guys tap in, get registered. Another cool thing about this experience is we're going to have, you couldn't have the beard in the building without, the cameras. They run synonymous. So I'll definitely be in the building, man, with the Raw Sports Media Day as a part of the whole combine, like you see on TV. I'll be pulling guys aside, doing some interviews, taking some headshots, and I'm always looking for talent, for the upcoming, high school hoop season, man. So, besides you guys doing the skills and drills, I'll definitely be out here looking for talent, doing the whole media thing as well.
On September 10th, we're going to be testing for the vertical jump, NBA lane agility, NBA obstacle course ball handling, percentage shooting spots, and more. 5-on-5, 1-on-1. Why not take advantage of all these top players being in the gym to get a chance to get after it? It's a 3-hour training window on Sunday afternoon, September 10th, the whole way right up before basketball season. We'll test the first week and the 10th week. Our coaches are ready to make something happen.
Well, I'll be putting together some Advanced Hoops top trainers. These guys are former high school coaches and former college coaches. So we'll be in the gym getting these guys together for these 10 weeks. Make sure that you guys sign up before September the 1st so you can get the skills and drills class for free.
You can also go to advancedhoops.com to register for any of our classes for all age groups. Post-training, shooting classes, little kid skill builders, but just make sure you get pre-approval from Big Star for the Raw Sports NBA Advanced Hoops Combine.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. We have millions of dollars in new and pre-owned inventory across 8 brands in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and Giambalvo Hyundai of Hanover. And we want to thank the local community for voting us the 2023 Official Community's Choice Award Best of York and Hanover winner in 5 different categories. Come out today and find out why your friends and neighbors voted Giambalvo #1. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
You mean the world to us.
You sure do.
And one day, you'll need to take care of us just like we take care of you. We have goals to retire and travel, and you're a big part of those plans.
I don't think they understand.
Maybe I'm just not good at this.
Our investment and trust services team helps you plan for the future. Have better conversations with your money with F&M Trust.
Everybody knows Hoffman has it. Did you know Hoffman has even more? There's the fully stocked Hoffman Ford Parts and Accessories Department, the Hoffman state-of-the-art collision facility, confidence in our ultra-modern service facility, peace of mind with master technicians, satisfaction with low prices.
Do I really need to say it again? Hoffman has it.
Only at Hoffman Ford, Colonial Park.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invika has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invika is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invika, providing affordable HD video solutions.
And welcome back to an elongated Jack G. Valvo halftime report. Gary Sutton with you for Chapman, Archie Smith Jr. And guys, some individual stats jump out here. For Harrisburg, Sean Lee Jr., we talked about his performance in the first half, 11 for 15, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, 5 rushes for 98 yards as well. And then you got Hill, who's got 5 rushes, 91 yards, 2 touchdowns in the first half. And finally, Elias Koch. This has been the big three for him, with 4 receptions for 76 yards and 2 touchdowns. For York High, Banks, 6 for 10, 57 yards, 1 interception. Bones, 4 rushes for just 10 yards. And Ward with 3 receptions for 48 yards. He just haven't gotten the ball in his hands that often. So those numbers jumping out at you there in the first half. Any thoughts?
Well, Banks hasn't done a bad job at quarterback. He needs to get more run production from his running backs, the jet sweep also, as well as him running the ball at times. They just got to be able to move the chains a little bit more. They got a few first downs consecutively on several of their possessions, but they're just not able to really establish anything, Archie.
I mean, as you can see, it's a total difference on the other side, where Harrisburg offensive line is dominating the line of scrimmage. And you can see, I mean, those guys are taught by Coach Shannon Bellamy and Lloyd Hill. Them guys are taught to win the line of the scrimmage. I mean, you can see these guys is finishing their blocks off down. They're winning the inside zone. They're able to let Sean Lee rush on the outside. So right now, Harrisburg offensive line right now and defensive line is winning this game, and is the determining factor of what we're seeing in these results right now.
You mentioned the strength coach earlier for Harrisburg High. I mean, this guy is getting the job done there as well. Harrisburg High really doing a great job in the strength training part of the room.
No doubt. And, you know, if you're York High, remember, you're playing a team that was just in a state championship game last year, a perennial, very tough football program team. So you got a lot of football left in your season. 9 more games. Believe me, the running game, keep working at it, the running game. It may not be working real well tonight, but over time, most teams you go up against, you're going to get a little bit more gaps and room, and going up against teams with less team speed than the Harrisburg Cougars. So it's a good stepping stone for the York High program this year with a lot of new players.
Maybe we get up on the screen here. Central York at Cumberland Valley next week. That's going to be September 1st, 7 o'clock. Looking forward to that game. Cumberland Valley taking it on the nose last night with Manheim Township, 35-6. And Central York coming out looking big last night. You were at that game last night. Central York's got a guy named Jules Goss, who's a great running back.
Yeah, number 0, going to Pitt. He made some big plays right when Central Dauphin looked. I'll tell you, one of the biggest plays of the game happened in the end of the first half. Central York has a really good kicker. He had already made a field goal. It was 21-17 Central Dauphin. He makes a field goal, but Central Dauphin was called for roughing the holder. The guy got blocked into him. There's no replay. That's 15 yards, automatic first down. And they went in and scored right before the half. So instead of it being 21-20 Central Dauphin, it was 24-21 Central York. And Central played a really good solid second half and came out with the win, 45-35. Every time Central Dauphin cut it to 3, that running back would make a big play and a big run.
You know, it's interesting here. We talk about District 3. We talk about 6A, which we're dealing with here tonight. And this Harrisburg High team obviously is going to be someone you're going to have to deal with in District 3. But you look down at the Manheim Townships. You look down here at the Central York High School. You look at the Wilsons, the Hempfields, those kind of schools. They are all really tough teams right now in District 3. It's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out during the course of the season.
It sure will. And the interesting thing I'm seeing is the schedules of some of these teams. Let's look at Central York. They went into Landis Field and beat Central Dauphin. That game was pretty much a toss-up going in. Next week, they got to go to Cumberland Valley. The following week, they're playing Hempfield. 3 games, tough game. Look at Central Dauphin. They got to play. They just lost to Central York. They got to now go to Wilson. Then they got to play Coatesville week 3. There's some Cumberland Valley. Just lost to Manheim Township. They got to play Central York. Then they got to play Springford. These schedules, pre your regular conference games, they're tough games for a lot of these 6A schools, and all the more power to them.
And again, trying to get a York High figured in there, 6-4 last year. They'd like to play a role somewhere down the line, but right now they got some work to do, obviously. Archie, you look at a lot of these teams right now, these big Commonwealth teams and so forth, and what stands out for Harrisburg High, the pedigree that puts them a little bit of a notch above everybody else right now?
As you can see right now, okay, when he was talking about like the Central York and CD game last night, I mean, they dominated running the ball. Okay, Manheim Township was kind of dominating passing the ball. What we're seeing right now is a domination of running and passing.
Right.
When you have a team that can pass the ball, when you're playing pass defense, then they run, and then you got a team that can run the ball, you're playing run defense, and then they pass. It's a combination of you as a defensive coordinator having schemes for both. You have to prepare for both things when you're scheming against Harrisburg.
You know, watching Sean Lee Jr. tonight, one of the things that jumps out at me you've coached a lot of quarterbacks over the years, is the arm strength now looks so much better. I mean, he just looks so much more decisive in how he throws. I remember when we watched that opening game as a freshman, and he had some pedigree and he had some poise, but he didn't have that big arm. He's got a big arm right now.
Yeah, and that last year's season got him to develop a lot of confidence. And he's playing, he's a leader of the team. He's leading that offense. He's the field general, if you will, and it's impressive.
I mean, the last defense he's seen was the state championship, was St. Joe's Pros, who's playing IMG Academy tonight. So you got to understand, coming in this right here, like, that took a big leap for these guys, and some of those sophomores are still playing now.
Here we go, starting off the second half here in this game, the final game of the weekend here for the Rose Bowl, and quickly York High with it. A little clothesline there on the tackle. Ball brought out to the 37-yard line. I think you're going to see a face mask call right here.
Yeah.
They really hit him high. And a nice return there by Kai Beatty for York High, the 5'10 senior.
I'm not sure if they're going to call grabbing the back of the shoulder pads, because I didn't see the face mask live. We're up here in the press box, of course. Had a decent angle at it.
Yeah. And it looks like they're going to go back against York High here.
No, they're going.
Yeah, it looked like I thought he just clotheslined him.
Let's see this replay here.
Yeah, take a look here again. We'll get the replay and watch. I saw like a clothesline here. Watch. Yeah, there it is. They didn't.
Yeah, but it's not a face mask.
No.
Now he may have gotten him right there at the end, but I don't think so.
Well, one thing that we learned when we talk to the referees come out and speak to every school right now. One thing that we've known that they have said, when in doubt, throw the flag.
Yep. So the ball all the way out to the 48-yard line, and a bit of positive news there for York High to start second half. Nice field position. Let's see if they can work the ball here a little bit and what Coach Stoner has for them in the second half. Banks in the shotgun. Banks looking. Banks going to run out of there himself. Pucks it away. Banks around the corner down the 45-yard line. Nice pickup on the play by George Banks.
Good poise by 15, and I'll tell you what, they're in a nice situation. Second and about 3 yards.
Yep.
4 yards. Great, good pickup.
Into Harrisburg territory very quickly here, down to the 45-yard line. They call it the 46.
Cramp again. Defensive lineman.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of that tonight, just trying to keep hydrated here, and it's still very hot out here tonight.
To all the players out there that are tuning in, you got to drink a lot of water, get the fluids in you, and you can't wait until game day. It's important to do it game day, but you got to do it all week, especially these first few weeks of the season when the humidity, the heat is greater.
And yesterday, it was like 88 degrees with a 70% humidity. Man, players was falling down, seeing guys puking all over the field. Man, it was really, yesterday was really out there like that for those guys. So
well, last night we
right.
saw the third, fourth quarter of the East Pennsboro York Suburban game. Just about every play there was someone going down. The quarterback, Keith Otis, cramped up and could barely get off the field. So it's rough. And as you said, you got to stay hydrated all week long and keep it throughout the game. So here's York High now. It'll be second down and 3 yards to go. Very manageable distance. 3 receivers out to the far side, 1 near side again. 1 man in the backfield. Banks straight back. Banks going to dance out of there again. Banks going to try to run. Banks going to be caught at his 49-yard line. So a loss on the play takes it back and brings up third down now and about 6.
The big problem there, when you are an offense that does not utilize a tight end in a lot of your formations, it's a quick edge for these quick these defensive linemen for Harrisburg that have good foot speed, and they're putting pressure so almost immediately on the quarterback, and it's very difficult for.
As you can see that,
Banks
man, it kind of looked like he had the edge right there.
Right.
He gave chase by big Ryan Nelson, man, who does have good footwork and has great deceptive speed. So watch out for him as well.
Gabriel Vero checks out to the sideline here. Gets the man off the field. Now you got to call a timeout on the
Delay
field.
of game.
Delay of game.
I'll share this with you quickly. When I was at McDevitt for the 7 years in the 90s, we developed some really good team speed, some good skill kids. But when we played Harrisburg, they matched us beyond.
Yeah.
And we had to use tight ends a lot. We very rarely would use a formation without 2 tight ends in the game because those quick edges, the Quincy Brannon Sr., the player now, father and stuff, they're on the edge and they're getting to your quarterback in a hurry.
Third down, 11, Banks. Trying to find his man. He's got Ward.
Nice play.
Ward going to get the first down. It gets down to the 40-yard line. Nice pass by Banks. Nice catch by Ward. And again, every time Ward touches it, it's good for 11, 12, 13 yards.
Absolutely. He's a good target. Nice job there. He settled in, waited for the pass, caught it in his hands, and tucked it and got upfield and got the first down.
Ward is not a big receiver at all, but he's sticky. I mean, he's one of those guys that runs nice routes. He's tricky. He's elusive. So 10:25 to go here. Clock running. York High on the move down to the 40-yard line of Harrisburg High on a march here. Banks getting something going. Banks fakes the handoff. Banks keeps it himself. Nice job by Banks, and Banks will step out of bounds around the 36-yard line, a pickup of maybe 3 on the play. Bring up second down and 7.
Good job by Banks. That was a zone read.
Banks never put it in the belly that time, just saw that the rush was coming and took off himself.
Yeah. And he was reading that outside defender. What we mean by zone read, there's a defender that's not being blocked. The quarterback is reading him if he's going to hand it off or keep it himself.
Second down and 7. Ball at the 37-yard line now of Harrisburg High. So Banks looks. Banks over the middle. He had Ward.
Oh,
and
he had him.
Oh, he just threw a little high.
Can't miss that one.
Yep.
That's an easy pass catch. Usually Banks will make that 9 out of 10 times. He's frustrated with himself there because it was a little dink right over the middle.
Watch the route again that Ward runs here, just to show you how good this kid is.
Now, what happened here? Did you see what happened? The pressure caused the quarterback. He couldn't step into the throw. What he ended up doing was stepping to the side and throwing with his arm and not using his body, and the ball got away from him. That can happen.
Following through into the target, as opposed to kind of flipping it out over the target. So third down now and 7. Obviously, 4-down territory here for the Bearcats. York High has opened up every year with tough teams. They're not afraid to play anybody. Look at this. Nice job of getting the first down here.
Nice quick hitter, yeah.
Yep, slamming it down, and a good run again from Samir Gwynn. who is the freshman, 5'7". He's looked pretty good tonight. He's had a couple of runs and some nice slashes through there.
But one thing now, you want to take advantage of these Harrisburg D linemen having to sub out and having to go out right now. They might be able to catch them if they hike it fast.
So the official stops play here for a moment.
It's
going to be a timeout for Harrisburg. We'll take one as well. 9:45 to go here in the third quarter. The Cougars lead at 26-0 over York High right here on High School Sports Live TV's Game of the Week on Fox 43.2.
What are you doing?
Getting the money for the RV we've been wanting. I know you're in there, money.
They're saying we can get a line of credit based on what we've already paid into our home.
Oh, that's pretty clever. Huh, no harm done.
Borrow from your home with our FlexLock line of credit. Have better conversations with your money with F&M Trust.
You know, one thing about Russ Stoner and York High, they're not afraid to schedule anybody. A couple years ago, it was Woodland Hills. They went out and played them, got beat pretty good. And then they played 2 years ago, this team, Governor Mifflin. They had a guy named Singleton. He's not a bad running back. Had 5 touchdowns in that game. But they go out and they hunt down the best, and that's how you get better.
Yep.
Just play the very best teams.
Great point. After this play, I want to comment on that.
So here's York High. First down and 10. Banks, nice throw across the middle this time. Good pitch and catch by Banks. And another first down here for the Bearcats as they're starting to get into a bit of rhythm, this time finding Wanique Scott across the middle.
We're early in the season, so that helps with your still having really good attitudes for your players. But this coaching staff went over there on that other lit field, that turf field, instead of going to the locker room, and they really talk to these kids from York High and have them executing. And that's a sign of a good coaching staff.
Yeah, they really are working well with these kids. And again, that's part of the Accountability for Life program that they have. Here's Banks back there. He's got Ja'Kai King in there on his left-hand side. Banks,
broken play.
Dancing around. Banks just trying to get out of trouble and step out of bounds.
Offensive holding.
Yep.
On the left lineman there.
Looks like number 54 might have been called there for offensive holding that time. Elijah Wohl, but broken play and just nowhere to go for Banks.
If you're Harrisburg, you got a loss there. You can maybe want to decline that. This year, that's not a spot foul. It's going to go from the line of scrimmage, a new rule change in high school. You could take it back. It's going to be interesting what they do here. If they're taking the penalty. The reason I say that, you got a loss, you could decline it.
He's going to take it back.
10 yards, it's going to be 1st and 20. Would have had second probably in about 13 or so.
Right. It'll be first down now, and they'll call it 19 yards.
Let's see, does York look to check out these matches right now? We have a true freshman going against their best receiver at the top of the screen right now. Let's see that they take a test at this right now.
Here's Banks. Banks over the middle. Again, had his man, but a little quicker release than he wanted to make right there as he was looking over the middle for Gabriel Rivera.
Well, that was interesting because right there, Harrisburg, Archie, that was Bryant, a senior DB. He ran with that. He ran across with that more of a man-type thing. Harrisburg's been playing a lot of zone, but
as you can see,
it's tough to play zone and stop those short slant routes.
So they have brought Williams that was playing that hybrid strong safety. Now he's back playing free safety. We have Brown out here playing corner, and we have a freshman up at the top playing corner, which was Sean Lee and Brandon and Cope, the 3 originals. So they are doing a lot of mixing, matching, and subbing these guys out, keeping them fresh.
George Banks.
Playing zone there.
You know, if you watch Banks a little bit on that delivery, it looked like he's trying to kind of guide the ball in there. He wasn't really releasing the ball, but kind of guiding it. Take a look at that again, but he had a guy down the middle. And what do you tell your quarterback there? I mean, in terms of letting it go, in terms of, how you're going to throw the ball mechanic-wise.
You want to stick to your mechanics. You got to thread the needle through this zone, throw in gaps, seams, and throw on rhythm. You don't want to throw a ball late and hang it against the Harrisburg zone defense because they're going to fly. We talked about earlier, they're going to run to the football very well.
I mean, you got a bearing defensive line with Epps, Brown, and Moffitt, and Murphy Jr. coming up to you soon when you hike the ball, man. You're trying to get the ball out quick as possible.
Another delay of game here against York High, so shooting themselves in the foot here as it ticks down to 0.
All these a lot of these penalties will not occur as often once we get to week 2, 3, 4. It's just it's an early season game. Camp goes by so quickly nowadays. Without the 2 scrimmages, I alluded that in the first half, and it's costing some of these teams with a lot of penalties.
We can maybe find Ward again somewhere here. Pass to the flat. Again, stuck. Great job again. Was that Sean Lee over there on the play? Yeah, Sean Lee just coming up very quickly.
That was Salim Penn, number 4.
Sorry,
Salim
Penn.
Penn.
Salim Penn came up with a play there.
A freshman corner.
Yep. They just close so fast on you. Don't let you get started. You catch the ball, and they're on you. So 4th down, 22 yards to go here for the Bearcats. Ball at the 32-yard line. We got Ward on the inside of those 3 receivers near side. Banks certainly in a passing situation. Here comes Harrisburg again. Banks. And the one thing about Banks, you watch him, and again, experience is going to be a great teacher here, but he kind of gets caught looking in the headlights there like a deer a little bit. Instead of getting out of there, it looks like he's just kind of freezing instead of maybe trying to make a play.
Well, he's stuck there. It's not one of those where you can throw it short. It's 4th and long.
Correct.
I feel for him because he's not in a good situation here. I mentioned earlier about using tight ends. It doesn't mean you have to use like a power set. You can use 1 tight end, 2 tight ends, and still have two flanker receivers, still utilize it. But against these quick defenses like Harrisburg, you line up with just 2 tackles, 2 guards, and a center, 5-man offensive front, they're going to be coming on you in a hurry. And that's what's happening.
York High had the ball for a while there and moved it pretty well for a while, but then got stalled. And
did a nice job, really nice job offensively till they got to the red zone.
Ball goes back over the hands now of the Cougars, their first possession of the second half.
And that can be very deflating for a football team.
Correct.
Do all that work and you can't put any points on the board.
You got a fumble, and York High's on top of it. I think
York High,
they may have covered it.
I think
here.
they recovered it. They did.
Looks like for York High, number 50 on top of that ball.
It's another bad mesh.
Correct.
We talk about mesh. The quarterback and running back, if we can see this replay, the quarterback and running back, first of all, running back's got to give a pocket.
Azahir Upson looked
Keep
like
a
he was
solid
on
pocket.
top of it. Yeah.
Quarterback's got to put the ball in like it's a baby, not jam it in. Watch, boom. No, the guy's reaching with his hands. That's on the running back.
There you saw Upson, Azahir Upson covering it up right there. Nice job by Upson.
All you young running backs out there, they're watching late tonight. Do not grab for the football. Give yourself a pocket. Let the quarterback put it in your belly, and then you use your arms and your hands to grab. Don't be grabbing with your hands. That causes those turnovers.
And that new quarterback in now, Najee Still, that Russ Stoner talked about, the sophomore. He says he's going to be upcoming star here, and a handoff right away by Najee Still, and a nice run by Samir Gwynn for a little bit of a gain here for the York High Bearcats. They'll pick up 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Gwynn, only a freshman.
You got Gwynn, who's a freshman. You got Still, who's a sophomore. And I think right here, I saw Russ Stoner commented the other day. Russ Stoner called the other day and basically said he really likes this kid Still. He's going to be the star of the future here at York High. Archie?
This is a good play. This is a great situation to install him in right now. 26-0. We got a little momentum going. Let's see what the kid can do.
Still, handoff again. York High getting a little bit of a run, maybe a gain of a yard on the play, maybe a yard and a half. So Still coming in here and directing the attack right now.
You're in 4-down territory. You got 2 downs to get 5 yards.
Najee Still, a 6-foot sophomore, 180 pounds. Got a little bit of size there to look over the line. Let's see what he's got here on 3rd down. 3rd and 5 with 6:48 to go here in the 3rd quarter, and ticking down 17 seconds on the shot clock. I say the shot clock, it's actually the time clock, yeah. They're still rolling right.
He's got him wide open.
And he's got his man, but he threw a little short, but man, he was rolling out there and looking. He's got a little bit of a confident look, doesn't he? You see him dancing out there, you kind of like, got kind of a swagger to him. For the official, will they flag down over there for a moment or not?
Not only that, on his first high school throw, you know what I'm saying? Coach, you know this. My first high school throw, I'm trying to get my quarterback on the roll to get him a nice little.
And the guy was wide open. You got to hit him there. And once again, there was a defensive end that was coming up in his face. That we talked about that pressure from the Harrisburg front 4. Got it. That's a pass you have to complete. That would have moved the chains. Now it's going to bring up a 4th and 5.
Yep.
We actually had a legal receiver downfield that Harrisburg just declined. So let's see what he can do on this 4th and 5 play right here.
So 4th down and 5, ball at the 35-yard line. 6:32 to go in this one in the third quarter. And Najee still is in there at the quarterback spot. Let's see if he can maybe break through here for the Bearcats. Harrisburg's been coming all night long, really dominating that line. There's still the handoff. Just not going to happen. Not against that
Harrisburg
line.
defense.
Yeah.
Absolutely swarming there.
And you see them coming, and Harrisburg just making the move up front there.
Look like Epps.
Ryan Epps, who just jammed that middle. Ryan Epps, 6'1", 230 pounds, just a beast in the middle.
Oh yeah, he's been having a great, phenomenal night tonight, man. Him, like I mentioned him earlier, Murphy Jr., Moffitt, and Kevin Brown, who just left from playing defensive tackle and going to play right offensive tackle right now.
Well, you got some help there also from J-Rel Britton, helping to slow that play up. So Harrisburg gets the ball back here. 6:25 to go in the third quarter. Sean Lee Jr. still at the quarterback spot.
Double slot set.
Man in motion. Fakes it, goes back. That's Dillard. Hand off. Ewell, and Ewell just blasts over the left side. Ewell to the 40. Ewell fights his way down inside the 40 to 38, and you've got a penalty flag all the way back up here at the 43-yard line after the play, and I think
it's on Brown probably.
It's against Kevin Brown.
No, I think this
I
is
think
going to be
Brown.
on
I think
York.
it was the defender. Yeah,
Yes,
the 50, number 50 for. They're calling it on Upson.
Okay. So a little frustration maybe here setting in.
When I said on Brown, I meant against
Brown.
Yeah.
Correct. Got it. Yeah, Brown was waving his hands up there for a moment. I wasn't quite sure what the official was calling, but a big first down here for Harrisburg as they just showing their prowess up front and their dominance on that offensive line. 6:16 to go in this one in the third quarter. So they'll march it all the way back down to the 25-yard line where it's going to be a first down for the Harrisburg High Cougars. Sean Lee Jr. straight back. Sean Lee Jr. looking in the middle. He's got Koch. He threw it right through his hands. Koch had a good slant route there, but just could not pick it off.
Good job putting pressure there. It looked like, was that number 8 for York High? It looked like senior linebacker Green off the edge nailed the quarterback, Sean Lee, right after he threw it.
Well, the coverage on that was Nasir Chapman for York High. Brings up second down and 10 from the 24-yard line. There again, good hard run in the middle, inside the 20, down near the 16. And that's going to be Ewell with another carry for the Cougars. Nehemiah Ewell. They've got about 3 backs tonight that have been really impressive so far. You look at Hill, you look at Ewell, you look at Kamir Williams.
And they're using the freshman pen as well.
Exactly. So second down and 4 yards to go here for the Cougars. Make that third. Not changed it yet. Now they finally give it up on the board. There again, Ewell. Ewell bouncing inside. Looks like he's got the first down.
One of the things that sticks out is a simple concept is Harrisburg being able to run the ball with consistency, and York is not.
Last year they had Hopkins, who was kind of a battering ram. Ewell has got a little bit more of a slice and dice kind of look to him, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Hopkins and Kyle Williams, that 1-2 punch they had last year was something. Hopkins was a big, tough, hard-nosed running back. Kyle Williams just a really good football player and aggressive runner as well.
Now you got Hill and Ewell in there. It seems to be the tandem that you're putting in most times.
Jet sweep.
Here it comes, around the corner, all the way in, easy touch into the end zone, and the carry there is going to be Lewis Dillard with a 13-yard, or make that 10-yard touchdown run for Harrisburg High.
There you see the speed.
And that at the 4:32 mark here of the third quarter. So Dillard ups the numbers again to 32 for the Cougars. Again, another person down the field, looks like a cramp.
The Harrisburg offense is utilizing sideline to sideline their weapons, and there was a great example of it. That jet sweep, flipped by the quarterback, and they got to the sideline in a hurry. They had that edge, and they're off to pay dirt.
So the wide receiver on that jet sweep, Lewis Dillard, with the touchdown as Ewell. Check that rather for York High. That will be James Abney getting up there and coming off the field. Again, cramps everywhere you look tonight. So Harrisburg continues to dominate here in this one.
I'm going to say Archie Smith Jr. up here in the booth with us has this extra point going through the uprights with the last two. He talked about the confidence.
Yeah, let's see it right here. Here we go. He don't seem to come through.
Barry Daniels.
Listen, with pressure in his face.
Oh, he wide
missed
that time. A little bit of a mistimed issue. High snap on the snap. So Harrisburg strikes again, 32-0. 4:32 to go in the third quarter. All here on High School Sports Live TV and Fox 43.2.
Lock it up at Hoffman Ford. Only Hoffman Ford offers 2 years maintenance included with any new 2023 Ford car, truck, or SUV order. Plus, lock in Ford's lowest APR rate today. Get 2 years maintenance included exclusively at Hoffman Ford. Why would you order from anywhere else? Who has your best deal on a new Ford?
Hoffman has it.
Hoffman Ford, just what you're looking for. Hoffman has it.
And welcome back. Harrisburg 32-0 here with their latest score, courtesy of Mr. Dillard on the jet sweep into the end zone. I want to remind you we've got coming up at the end of the game our Capital Blue Cross post-game report, including the Hoffman Ford player of the game, the Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game as well. Gary Sutton with you for Chapman, and we just had we got a little fisticuffs out there going on right now.
Got to keep your poise.
Yeah.
Because in high school football, you get kicked out of a game for unsportsmanlike conduct. You got to miss the next game.
Well, a cheap shot right here by Sincere Jackson, and I'm not sure what led to that, but he put an elbow up on a York High player here who's now coming to the sideline, and we're going to wait and sort all this out. But if you're Harrisburg, I mean, you're playing a sound game right now. Why would you want to tarnish that at all?
Yeah, it's been chippy for the most of the second quarter. In this quarter, some linemen going at it. Got to be careful. I get the heatedness, the competitiveness, but you got to play football between the whistles.
Yeah, discipline is the name of the game right now, and that's something you really want to work on here in this opening game. So York High will get the football
still only
back.
missing a guy. Excuse me, I'm sorry. They're still missing a guy out there on offense for York High. Need a skill guy. It's going to be a receiver. Here comes number 4 running out late.
Najee still in there at quarterback as they'll get in there Kai Beatty, who will step in on the slot. Let's see if Still can get this team moving here a bit. Second series now for Najee Still. Najee Still rolling right. Najee Still's going to get brought down in the backfield, and again, relentless. Number 33, J-Rel Britton, the junior defensive end, slashing in there for the Harrisburg Cougars.
You just have too much speed on that left end, which is the quarterback's right arm. They're trying to get him in some rhythm rolling out right now. But, man, Mr. Britton is causing complete havoc coming off of that edge.
Harrisburg High, they've got that defensive-minded team. 11 points a game last year. Nothing so far here tonight. So Still calls it out here. Second down and long. Handoff off the right side. Nothing doing. As he tried to get it to Samir Gwynn, the freshman, and just not able to find any running space at all. Brings up third down now and 22 yards with 13.
One of the greatest defensive stats in high school football I've ever heard. The Harrisburg team several years ago that upset Coatesville at Hershey Stadium, and Ricky Ortega and that great offense with Matt Ortega's team and Jim Contafio being the offensive coordinator, et cetera. That Harrisburg team played St. Joe's Prep in the state title. Not last year, but several years ago. And they had, Harrisburg's defense had 14 pick sixes on the season. 14 times during a season, you intercept the ball and run it back for a touchdown. And they did it in the state championship against St. Joe's Prep.
Pretty much incredible. So Harrisburg here, and again, we're seeing story of the cramps tonight, late in the game. I want to remind you that next week it's going to be Central at Cumberland Valley. Yeah, we're looking forward to that game. Cumberland Valley dumped Central last year by 3 in a game we did.
And at halftime, they were hammering Central York. In the second half, Central York just turned the tables and made a game of it.
Unbelievable. What a great game. It ended up, 33-30, I think, at the end, something along that line.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
And, of course, Central with a big win last night at Central Dauphin. And, of course, now, next week going in against a Cumberland Valley team that lost by 29 to Manheim Township last night. So it'll be an interesting matchup next week in week 2 of the season. Here's Still, looking. Still going to get out of there himself. Still's going to run a little bit and steps out of bounds. So 3:10 to go here in the third quarter. It'll be 4th down and 20 yards to go for the Bearcats. And want to kick it out of there, you'd think, and live to fight another day.
Not only did we do the game last year, a couple years ago, did the game Travis Sparks filled in for you. First game of the year at Cumberland Valley, Central York wasn't the second game, it was the first game. And Cumberland Valley got held on the 1-yard line on a 4th down play. And the next play, Bo Perbuel, who's now the backup at Penn State, phenomenal quarterback, threw a 99-yard touchdown pass to put that game away. The very next play out of his own end zone. Quick kick.
There's Banks. Gets it up in the air nice and high. Again, you continue to have a little bit of physical mix it up over there on the side. No call, I don't believe, by the official. So the ball belonged to Harrisburg. Good field position again at the 44-yard line.
Gary, back to that Central York.
Here you go. Here's what we're watching.
Here it is.
Watch this. And there you have two guys just locking horns.
As I was saying, Gary, Central York is a perennial District 3 contender now at the 6A level. Doing a great job.
They have a weight program over there at Central York for every part of their program. Marty Trimmer, who was a longtime basketball coach there in AD, started this weight program a few years back, and they've got a weight room that is, bar none, one of the best around the area. I know there's a lot of really good ones. But every one of their athletes and every one of their programs, weights are a big part of that whole weight training thing, and that's become a major part of what we're doing here in high school.
Correct.
Okay, well, Jerry Onchek's doing a great job coaching that program.
Sean Lee Jr. Showing you a lot of different looks there, trying to get loose, and finally says, maybe I ought to just get down. So Lee Jr., no gain on the play as he slides it down right there. 2:42 to go here in the third quarter. There's no question this has been a long game tonight. Started late and has gone long. So trips near side here for Harrisburg High. Charlie Jr. barks out and then we're going to get another movement along the line. So as he barked it out, York High bought, stepped over, 5-yard penalty. We go again. I'm pretty sure when this game started tonight, my clothes were a certain style. They've changed since. It's been a long one.
Here comes pressure. Defense is going to be coming off the edge here.
There it is. You got a man sitting right out there in a spot. You're going to have a flag down on the field by the official.
That's in the location of holding.
Yes, it is.
For the offensive lineman on that quick pass, good pass and catch. Oh, you know what it is? Ineligible receiver downfield. If you're an offensive lineman, if the pass is thrown in front of the line of scrimmage, you cannot go beyond 2 to 3 yards from the line of scrimmage. You go more than 3 yards, they're going to call that. It's important that the umpire, the guy that stands where the linebackers are, the official by the line, like 5 yards on the defensive side, needs to call that with these RPOs now, these run-pass options. Linemen getting downfield, that's crucial. It drives defensive coaches nuts when it's not called.
So move Harrisburg back. It'll be 2nd down and 10 now. Ball out at the 44-yard line. 1:52 to go here in the third quarter. Lee Jr., handoff. Slash forward. Again, is that Yule getting forward for the gain on the play? Makai Newman in there with his first carry of the night. So Makai Newman with a carry.
Junior running back.
Kai Newman wearing number 6, a junior, 5'8".
Another one of those scat backs you're talking about. Not real big, but can scoot.
You saw him, a little sliver lightning going through the little there. So it'll bring up 3rd down now and 4. Takes it to Newman this time. Out of the flat to Dillard. Dillard, no, we got it picked up.
Never had it.
Never had the ball. Down the field they go. And are they going to get it for a touchdown, York High? Not yet. But how the big turnaround right there as it's Greg Carr.
And these officials didn't see it.
Yeah.
This is amazing. A great play by York, by the way. Great play, head up play, but you never stop. If you don't hear a whistle, you keep going.
Correct.
Good job, Carr, but this ball was never caught for long enough time. We saw it live.
Was it behind the scrimmage?
Look at this.
Never had it.
Up in the air.
Never had it at all. It's an incomplete pass. Once again, I told you about nothing to get on the official, but 5 football officials with these spread sets, it's tough to see everything.
Right.
What about the effort from Kymir Williams right there not to give up?
And you can't go to, in the day and age, we all go to an instant replay. There's no instant replay on that for high school. So here's Banks back in there now. Banks is going to hand it off right away and quickly diving toward the 3-yard line will go Samir Gwynn. So it'll bring up 2nd down and goal now for the Bearcats.
Yeah, head up play by the defense of York, never stop. There was an obvious incompletion. Missed by the officials. But York High's taking advantage of it down here, knocking at the door at the 4-yard line.
Where's Banks? Banks trying to run it himself. Banks going to front of the end zone. Banks in for the touchdown. And Banks gets in there for a 4-yard touchdown. And York High is on the board for the first time tonight as Mr. Banks, George Banks, the senior, with his first touchdown as a quarterback this year.
You know what? There's a kid. They put another quarterback in for a handful of plays. He gets back in the lineup, keeps his head up, runs the show, gets in the end zone. Credit to him.
Nice job of reading the defense here, and you can see that on the replay. And so now they'll go, it looks like, for 2. George Banks looking, firing. No, going to try to get the end zone. Shovels it ahead and gets the 2-point conversion. How's that? As he finds his man in the end zone, that being Gabriel Rivera for the 2-point conversion. And York High's on the board here. It's 32-8 at the 31-second mark of the 3rd quarter. There you see it again. Banks into the end zone for the touchdown. And then the 2-point conversion added on. And the Bearcats get on the board. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. It's 32-8. Harrisburg leads it on High School Sports Live TV.
More choices. More laughter. More time to play, and less need to worry. At Capital Blue Cross, we're driven by a simple goal: to go the extra mile for you through all of life's ups and downs, and to always be there when you need us. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
Well, York High's on the board now. George Banks with a 4-yard touchdown run and then 2-point conversion to Gabriel Rivera, and the Bearcats got a little something positive going there for.
Sure did. I like this Banks. True measure of a football player. When things are not going your way, how you handle adversity. And this Banks, number 15, has persevered through the adversity. He's still leading this football team offensively. All the credit to him.
2 plays, 5 yards, 44 seconds to get in. So one of the shorter sets of plays you're going to have. Nice kickoff here for York High. And Harrisburg with the football. Quincy Brandon has it, far sideline. Quincy Brandon, a lot of room to run. Quincy Brandon out the 45, now the 50-yard line into York High territory. Looks like maybe about the 49, so a nice run back by Quincy Brandon.
1994, Harrisburg-Chambersburg at Harrisburg, a great Chambersburg team led by Tony Cleary, a stud Big 33 player at Penn State then. Quincy Brandon returned to kickoff. I'm talking about the father.
Right.
And broke 4 tackles. Chambersburg won the game, but that kid was a warrior. And now his son, a deja vu right there, watching number 7 for Harrisburg return a kickoff there.
Kind of a gazelle kind of look. He kind of started this whole Harrisburg avalanche tonight with that interception in the first quarter.
Yes, he did.
Correct.
We speared it at the 2-yard line, and then he shows you here he knows how to run it as well. Elias Koch isolated out here on the wing. I don't think that Harrisburg will probably go to the running game here and run some clock, right? Like that. Good inside handoff.
That was Brandon.
That's Brandon again. Brought down there nicely, though, by York High's James Abney on the tackle.
Back in those 90s, 1990s, including the 80s, 4 teams made the playoffs at every level. Chambersburg finished the season with 2 losses. 3-2 to Cumberland Valley and 28-27 to Method did not make the playoffs.
And that's the end of the third quarter as we head to the fourth. This is High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2.
More choices. More laughter. More time to play. And less need to worry. At Capital Blue Cross, we're driven by a simple goal. To go the extra mile for you through all of life's ups and downs, and to always be there when you need us. Capital Blue Cross, going the extra mile for you.
The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. We have millions of dollars in new and pre-owned inventory across 8 brands in 5 locations. Buick GMC, Hyundai, Mazda, Stettler Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, and Giambalvo Hyundai of Hanover. And we want to thank the local community for voting us the 2023 Official Community's Choice Award Best of York and Hanover winner in 5 different categories. Come out today and find out why your friends and neighbors voted Giambalvo #1. The Jack Giambalvo family of dealerships. 5 great locations. Online at giambalvo.com.
Guys, total yards in this game so far, Travis Sparks, our statistician. Harrisburg 457, York High 124. A little bit better in the second half of York High, but Harrisburg had 400 at the half. So look at this slash, right through. 49-yard scamper, and I mean just blow it right to the house, as it is number 4, Salim Penn again with a touchdown, 49-yard run.
No, that was Nehemiah. That was Ewell. Yeah, he went down.
He's got a cramp there.
Yeah.
Ewell's got a cramp.
So Ewell with number 9 instead. Forgive me.
Well, what happened there? They had 2 backs in the backfield with the quarterback, which was they haven't shown a lot of that today, and they gave it to the first guy through, and went to Pater in a hurry.
So Nehemiah Ewell again, and that's the guy that you kind of look and say, well, that was Hopkins last year.
Yeah.
The battery man. Well, this year it's Nehemiah Ewell, who not only can run hard, but he can run quick. And you look at Ewell tonight, and Ewell with his first touchdown here this evening. They are really impressive with the running backs. 11:49 mark of the fourth quarter, and Ewell into the end zone, 49-yard touchdown run.
Need 2 more guys out there, Harrisburg.
So here's your guy again, Barry Daniels. Been a mixed bag tonight. Hit a couple of extra points, missed a couple extra points.
There they got a guy out there now coming out.
Let's see if we can get that timing down just a little bit. Ewell 9 rushes, by the way, in the game tonight for 131 yards, having an outstanding evening.
That timing wasn't bad. He was just kicking it, just mixing it right.
Yeah, just pushing it to the right. So 11:49 to go in the football game. 38-8, Harrisburg High leads comfortably right now here on High School Sports Live, TV on Fox 43.2.
From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invicta has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invicta is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invicta, providing affordable HD video solutions.
Archie Smith, we talked about the offensive line for Harrisburg tonight at the top of the show. We just saw a prime example right there. That offensive line is still fresh and still blowing holes up. And York High might be a little bit fatigued right now on defense, but I'll tell you what, the holes they've been blowing over for those Harrisburg running backs tonight have been amazing.
And you can see that these linemen are still blocking these guys all the way to the ground. All right, and it's clean, nothing nasty about it. They're just going out there doing their job.
Here comes Ward. Ward trying to skirt by here is going to get dragged down around the 18-yard line, and Harrisburg still playing hard. I mean, there is no let up here for these guys as Makai Jackson with a nice tackle right there for the Harrisburg Cougars.
Yeah, it was great coverage on the kickoff team there by Jackson. Good effort. He was going so fast, he thought he was going to overrun it, but he got a hold of the jersey and hung on.
So 11:40 to go in this one. Said Ewell with that last touchdown, 9 rushes, 131 yards.
Never thought you'd say this one. 11:40 to go in the game, and it's 15 minutes away from 11:40 at night.
Exactly right. As a matter Right, this is the latest high school football game I've ever done.
It's a Pac-12 game. We're at Oregon State with the black and the orange here in the end zone.
There it is. So here's Banks again in a quarterback. We're talking about a kid that showed a lot of courage here tonight. And Banks keeps the football. Banks going to fake the handoff, little play-action pass, or play-action play, and he's going to run it out to the 24-yard line.
Derek Brown on the tackle. Another freshman for the Cougars in the lineup.
You know, it's interesting watching Banks learn tonight as he's learning that read option. You know, you're just seeing him with his head up. He's trying to do the right things. He's getting a little bit quicker in terms of making decisions right now. It's kind of fun to watch him learning this evening. Probably not as much fun for him out there right now.
Because there just aren't as many options. This 4-4 defense. They got 8 guys in the box. The Cougars doing.
There's your
There he got through.
Good slash move right there and open. Big gain on the play. Look at this for York High.
And he's
all the
going.
way down. He's going to go the whole way. How about that? Big time play for Shavane Anderson, a sophomore, 5'11", had an inside turn and just took off. Wow. What a run by Shavane Anderson and York High with a big touchdown run here. Take a look at it again.
Very great play getting through the gap, then very suspect tackling. Broke one tackle.
Yep. Here again.
There's another one with a straight arm.
Straight arm pushes out. 2 more,
another
3
arm
more
tackle,
tackles.
another arm tackle. Nice cut.
See you later.
Off. Very nicely done, York High.
And I'll tell you what, did he cover some territory with some long strides, huh? Shavane Anderson. And how long was that touchdown run? We're going to get Travis Sparks with our call on that in a moment here. But Shavane Anderson from the line of scrimmage. And again, Banks is going to go for 2 here, it looks like. But we'll get that official run there from the line of scrimmage. What a run by Shavane Anderson at York High with a little more positive action here. Now 14 points on the board.
That was close to 80 yards because remember the kickoff was the guy was stopped before the 20, so it was around a 75, 80-yard play.
We'll see if we can get that that number here for you in a moment. Touchdown.
On the kickoff, there's going to be a penalty on the kickoff, probably something after the play. Unsportsmanlike, apparently on York High.
76-yard touchdown run officially for Shavane Anderson. Wow. Carry's going to come up short here for the Bearcats. It's going to be 38-14 right now. Harrisburg leads it with 10:47 to go in this one. We'll take a quick break. We'll come right back for you here. This is High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2.
You mean the world to us.
You sure do.
And one day, you'll need to take care of us just like we take care of you. We have goals to retire and travel, and you're a big part of those plans.
I don't think they understand.
Maybe I'm just not good at this.
Our investment and trust services team helps you plan for the future. Have better conversations with your money with F&M Trust.
Raw Sports and Advanced Hoops are teaming up to bring an NBA-style training combine to South Central PA. Players will be approved by Big Star from Raw Sports. Now, this combine features skills and drill tests, media day with Big Star, and 10 weeks of training. High school boys and girls who want to push to the max with top Advanced Hoops trainers can sign up right now at www.advancedhoops.com. Gary Sutton, Fort Chapman with you, Archie Smith Jr. tonight. And York High with a little positive stuff right there. Shavane Anderson, a 76-yard run, Archie, and man, he put some good moves on there and break a few tackles, including the old-fashioned straight arm, right?
Oh, yes, man. You definitely want to get guys going in. Right now, they're starting to see that they got more options that they can be able to hand off. Kind of like what Harrisburg did, man. We've seen multiple of different athletes touch the ball for Harrisburg right now. You've seen each one of them possess their own different skill sets. So York just did the same thing, and they seen something from Mr. Shavane Anderson right there.
And York High throwing in those sophomores and freshmen here a little bit now. You're starting to see them sprinkle in here to the lineup tonight. And that kick is going to come down and kind of took a backspin like Fort Chapman's 9-iron there, just about the 25-yard line. And here's a run back, and you're going to get a penalty called. Hanky fest all over the field. looked like everybody was throwing their napkins after birthday party there for a second.
Oh,
huh?
yes. I think it was this got to be a blindside hit, which they call a hit on the defenseless player now.
Yeah, that's where you got to be very careful the last few years with the new rules. You can't just crack back and clobber somebody when they don't see you coming. Trying to make the game safer. Try to avoid concussions as much as possible.
Well, for York High, and you're looking for some individual victories now you want to try to get a stop, get Harrisburg off the field, because Harrisburg, last time first play ran in for a touchdown. So for York High right now, you want to see what your defense can do here late in the contest against the quality Harrisburg team. So it'll be first down and 10 here for the Cougars. Final game tonight of the York Rose Bowl, and there you see.
It's actually a block in the back as well, yeah.
There you see the penalties called.
Good call. You cannot block in the back in the open field. The only time you can really do it is right on the line of scrimmage if you're an interior lineman and the player you're blocking is in that zone.
So here's Harrisburg High now. Sean Lee Jr. still in there. Kind of a tricky area there to handle the football. He's going to hand off. Not a whole lot of running room there. Maybe a gain of 2 on the play.
Good scheme by Harrisburg, pulling the tackle. Tackle comes down the line of scrimmage, kicks out the defensive end on the opposite side. They're running the ball right inside that kick-out block.
Looks like Salim Penn on the carry that time. Be second down.
Great defense for negligible gain there. York High stepping up.
So second down and 9 here for Harrisburg at their own 16.
Movement on the Harrisburg offensive line.
So illegal procedure. Talk a little bit about this point in the game now, guys. You're up 38-14. It looks like you got the game in control. You're in a little bit of a tricky area right here. You just want to get maybe a few yards, maybe even a first down. But what's the attitude right now if you're at Harrisburg High?
I'm definitely trying to keep my my rhythm, my momentum going. I think this will be the last drive for my starting group right here. Then I will go with my backups, and let those guys get some of this experience too.
Just pushing forward here, trying to get a little bit of an area cleared out. And coach sheet at this particular point in the game now. I mean, obviously both coaches are quality coaches. They're still coaching, but it's a different kind of coaching, isn't it, at this point in the game?
Yeah, well, if you're Harrisburg, you've executed so well the first half. Been a little spotty here in the second half. Got a big run for a touchdown defensively. Gave up a couple big plays. York able to. The one was a referees blew the call, but nonetheless, York took advantage of it. I'm impressed with York kids battling.
Right. Here you go again. There it is, the blast through on the right side. All the way back there at the 16-yard line, and it's going to be an 84-yard run. And again, is that Ewell one more time?
Yep.
I'll tell you what, Ewell has come on here in the game, and man, Nehemiah Ewell, 84-yard touchdown run after a 76-yard touchdown run. How about this guy?
Those quick hitters.
And the thing about this is, guys, so like what we was just talking about, deciding whether or not to keep your guys on the field right now. As you were seeing, they're learning and seeing more things about the different weapons and different things that they got. And then look at this. This line is still performing with 8 minutes left into the fourth quarter.
And there's Ewell just blasting. Same play as he ran last time. I mean, essentially off that right side. Ewell with 84 yards and 76 yards back-to-back in 2 straight series.
All right, now the Cougars tried another extra point here. They were
never-ending saga of Barry Daniels so far, yeah.
Daniels going to make us. He keeps going to the right, way to the right. He hit the band. The Cougar band's getting out of the way over there. Is that the Cougar band?
He just wiped out the trombone section there. So, however, Harrisburg continues to roll 44-14. We'll take a break. We'll come right back. Harrisburg up on High School Sports Live 2 on Fox 43.2.
We're spreading the wealth.
Do you want to answer that?
Nah, I'd never with a kid in the car.
It's okay. I'm not here. I'm there.
And welcome back to York Suburban High School, 44-14, and what has become a blowout now for Harrisburg here, and they've had their own way along that offensive line all night long. Archie Smith.
Oh, yes, sir. You can see them establishing a rhythm right here. And, I mean, this is something you want to build on going into next week, too, because they play Manheim Township next week, and there's always been a clash and a battle with these guys the last 3 years. So if I'm keeping my momentum right now, my line is blocking where I need them to get. I done got everybody out of here healthy. I think this is a big plus for Calvin Everett and his Cougars.
I got to tell you, I thought Harrisburg High was really pretty good last year. Here's Ward with a good run back, and Ward finally gets yanked down to 32. I thought they were good. I think they're more versatile this year. When you watch, when you look at a Hopkins last year, he was a north-south runner, battering ram. You looked at a Williams, he was a good slasher. He did a lot of different things, caught passes. But you know what? When you look at this team right now, they've got some real quicks back there. You add a Zamir Hill. You put in a Nehemiah Ewell. You throw in a Makai Newman. We only saw a couple times tonight. You got Sean Lee Jr., who's elusive running but great passing. I mean, you've got a team that I think has got more weapons this year than they had last year.
Yeah. To see more of them, to put them at that level yet, there's no doubt about it, they can reach that level and surpass it.
And I think the strength of arm for Sean Lee Jr. also. And again, Manheim Township will be a great test next week because those two have gotten at it the last few years. But I just think their balance looks good. Here's that Shvane Anderson, same kind of thing, and they tackle him, get around the head. Another penalty flag down the backfield. These referees are being cool right now. I'm kidding. I know they're just calling the call they see, but 8:38 to go.
This game is getting super chippy.
Yeah.
The whole last quarter and a half, it's.
And I think the referees are doing a good job by stepping in, you know what I'm saying, when they first see it. Because, you know, as coaches, what we do, we tell the referees, hey, man, you guys are letting this thing get out of hand. And by the time you guys try to get control of it, it done been got all the way out of hand. So I think they're doing a good job by going in. Soon they see these guys are stepping each other's face. They're going in right then and trying to separate them.
Here's some numbers for you. Ewell with that last touchdown run. 10 rushes for 215 yards and 2 touchdowns tonight. Rushing yards, Harrisburg, 419 to 122 against York. 419 rushing yards. So York High with the football. Be first and 20, 8:33 to go here in the fourth quarter. Coming up at the end of the game, the Capital Blue Cross post-game report, including the Hoffman Ford Player of the Game, Capital Region Insurance Agency Play of the Game. There's Banks. Banks looking big downfield. It's got Ward. Ward catch it and it gets broken up. Nice throw there by Banks there.
Yes,
Put it right on his hands. So it'll be second down now. 20 for the Bearcats. Don't forget again, next week, September 1st, Central York at CV. Go to our website at www.hsslivetv.com for a full game schedule for the 2023 High School Sports Live broadcast. So second down and 20 now here, George Banks. George Banks hands off.
Keep it.
No, he doesn't. He keeps it this time, and Banks is going to be pulled down.
Kevin Brown.
Heck of a play by, you're right, Archie. Kevin Brown going down the line of scrimmage at D-tackle and making that play on the quarterback. That's impressive.
6'5" sophomore whose dad was a pretty good player
Who's
himself.
still in the game at 7 minutes, just came back from playing on offense as well.
How about it?
So when we was talking about it with the players and stuff, like, look at the strength and the conditioning. Sure. Look at the conditioning in the lineman right now. Look at this guy right here, man.
You look at Kevin Brown, 6'5" sophomore, 250 pounds.
His dad graduated in 1999, played at West Virginia. Very good football lineman.
So Banks over the middle. Good catch here. Is that going to be Rivera again? And Rivera gets out here to the 34-yard line. Nice catch by Rivera.
Nice simple play on the slant route.
All the way back to the original line of scrimmage. That'll still bring up 4th down. And call it, well, not quite the original line of scrimmage. 4th down, call it 12.
Got Sincere Jackson coming up with a nice tackle right here. You see the young guys that's coming in from for Harrisburg right now, still coming out, still guys tackling. The motto is still the same: aggression and still do your job.
4th down and 8. There they got Ward down there. It's going to be intercepted, and nice job of playing that play by Kymere Williams.
You bat that down, you get 28 more yards in field position, but you want the INT, I guess, with 6 minutes to go.
You almost looked at it like a punt. If we don't get the completion, it's like a punt and getting out of there. So Harrisburg High will get it now, and you got to think that they're just going to run the football here. Of course, they've just been running the football, 76 yards and 84 yards in the last 2 times down for touchdowns.
Let's see if what Archie was saying, let's see if Harrisburg puts some subs in here and get some other guys some playing time. And the other thing about that, not only do you get the other guys some playing time, it gets them pumped up, but you don't want to have any injuries here, costly injuries here with under 7 minutes to go in the game.
Harrisburg High looks like they have a few more people out this year. Remember, they're down in the 30s last few years.
They sure were, yeah.
And numbers looking a little bit better here for the Cougars this year.
Got the starters.
So Sean Lee Jr. still in there.
Is there any question, number 14, the running back in there, is going to get this handoff? Hill.
Zamir Hill, who has 2 touchdowns already tonight. And just watched this from Israel. Now we have already a penalty immediately.
Delay a game.
Yep. Again, coming up at the end of the game, Capital Blue Cross post-game report. Hoffman Ford player of the game. We've got a pretty good idea who that might be now. And Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game.
York High just took out their 2 big offensive linemen on 2 D tackles, put subs in, fresh legs.
And there comes Hill around the near side and right down the near sideline. Hill keeps his feet in bounds. Hill is going to run it in. Another long touchdown run against York High. And
penalty after the play.
Yep. And that for the 34-yard line. 56-yard touchdown gallop. And that's the 3rd touchdown tonight.
That unsportsmanlike is going to go in the kickoff, and that's on Brown. No, it's on 71.
Yes, because he's not out there.
It's on Hussein
Al-Harfi.
Harfi, sophomore, 6'5", 230 sophomore, O-lineman. He was pointing to himself. He must have done something back there. Lost his composure a little bit.
Hussein Al-Harfi is the name. He is a sophomore, 6'5", 230 pounds.
You at least like to see the player take the responsibility. He was saying, my fault.
Yes.
But you got to be composed. I didn't see what happened.
76-yard run, 84-yard run, 56-yard run here.
It was way behind. It was 50 yards behind the play.
And you can see Coach Kyle Everett. The thing about it as a player, man, once you make those mistakes, you have to go back and find the coach. And you can see Coach Everett, man. He was not happy with him, and he still let him know he wasn't happy with him.
Harrisburg needs 2 more players, not 1.
Accountability time.
And we have the court. We have Sean Lee coming on the field goal team.
And Pearson, this one to the left. That one's wide.
Uh-oh.
There we go. Step in. Separate
it up. Break it out of there.
Keep the game going, guys.
Now that's a new rule. Harrisburg only had 10 players in the field. You used to have 7 on the line of scrimmage, but a few years ago they changed that. You can have 10 or 9 players as long as you don't have more than 4 in the backfield. So Harrisburg missing a guy there. Looked like they only had 6 on the line, not 7. But
just another flag thrown over there toward the Harrisburg side. Official throwing that flag up in the air. Maybe a sideline warning, I don't know.
Well, it can't really be a sideline warning
because
during a timeout. It's a kickoff, which is just like a timeout.
Exactly, everybody's changing fields and all that.
Unsportsmanlike. He just signaled it to the referee who's way back with it. Yep.
Tell you what, the flags have piled up here in the second half. And it is, as you said earlier, become chippy. Hill tonight, 6 rushes, 157 yards, 3 touchdowns. So we get the ball back, 6:32 to go. And it's almost tomorrow.
I love the comparison of the Pac-12.
Exactly right.
And what's the city Oregon State playing? They got a cool
Corvallis.
name. Yes, Corvallis.
Corvallis, Oregon, yeah. Then you have Pullman for Washington State, right? That's another.
Yes, guys, I think we've seen 2 unsportsmanlike
That's right.
penalties right here, because this is a third, so it's equivalent to a 30-yard penalty.
Yeah.
They are kicking off on the 15-yard line.
12. Let's go 12 and a half. 12 and a half, because
Go
it
back
goes.
any further, I'll be checking his heels on the goal line.
So it went 15, and it went half the distance from the 25, which is 12 and a half.
Out of all the years I've been playing and covering and coaching, this is the first I've seen the kickoff from the 12-yard line.
Good kick up field. Ward's got it. Ward inside the 50. Ward to the 45. Ward down to the 40. And finally brought down near the 38-yard line, where York High will have good position and trying to get yet another touchdown. And we still have the mix-ups going on here. And I would not be surprised here at the end of the game to maybe see this game end before the time goes out. What do you think?
I mean, it wasn't really anything.
No.
So you know,
number 15,
you just
Mekhi
get
Jackson there.
When
in the
you
middle
get
line.
the addedness of everybody coming to it, it blows it up. It blows it up.
Yeah.
As you can see, those plays have been happening all night. Both guys have the guys kind of like jacked up, and that was really it.
Well, it looks like the United Nations down there right now. Let's take a look at it again. Here you see Ward. Now you see he gets.
All right, so it's 15 right here.
Oh, there's 15.
Mekhi Jackson.
And he's locked in there with number 13,
All
Derek
right.
Brown. Yeah. And Mekhi Jackson just kept going. I mean, he was hot. So not the way you want to see this game end.
I think they've coming to a conclusion right now to go ahead and end the game.
I think it's a great idea.
There it is, guys. Oh, okay. They might be talking. Yeah, I think this is going to be it. Which is a smart decision on both halves.
Well, let's see if that's what they do. They call the game. And that, with 6:32, the scoreboard shut down.
There we go.
And it looks like that is going to be it. What's the score? Well, 50-14 is the score here. The scoreboard just kind of went out. The players are gathering on the sidelines. Is there a need to play any more football tonight? I don't think so. And it looks like Russ Stoder's bringing his team out to maybe walk across and shake hands. The officials in between. Harrisburg High down in the knee. Coach Cal Everett talking to his troops over there. Everybody's lined up on the field. It looks like this one might end for Chapman, but it's an interesting end to a game.
Yeah, they're going to come across, look, shake hands, and that's.
There you go.
Because I think you still have to have the trophy presentation.
Oh, is that what they're doing there?
Well, I think you want to end it on a positive,
Yes.
and
That's the right way to do it.
Referees in the middle. Russ Stoner walking out there. Russ Stoner talking right now to the players for Harrisburg. Kyle Everett over there doing some talking to the players as well. Don't know what they're saying at this particular point, but an interesting ending to this game. And now they're all going to walk over, and looks like they're going to shake hands. There you go. So after all that, 50-14, the final score here. Harrisburg High is going to win this one as the players shaking hands. And, that much of a change in a couple seconds. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back right after this. Our Capital Blue Cross post-game report, including the Hoffman Ford player of the game, the Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game, right after this on High School Sports Live TV.
So a while back, I thought to myself, I'm never going to own a home. I'm going to have to rent forever. I didn't have money for a down payment. I had no credit history, and I just got out of a divorce. But PHFA showed me that home ownership is possible. They offer me a low-interest mortgage and a way to manage the closing cost. To me, this is more than just my home. It's a huge accomplishment and a new chapter in my life, thanks to PHFA.
Where were you last night? Do you know how embarrassing that was for me? No. Don't deflect. Well, that wasn't passive aggressive. Listen, I just need to know that I can trust you're going to be there when I need you. Hello? Our money just hung up on me.
Not cool.
Track your spending with our personal finance tool. Just another way to have better conversations with your money from F&M Trust.
Funny thing happened on the way to the locker room. They said, hey, we're not going to end the game. We're going to play. Poor Chapman is sitting here with the most interesting look.
The chains are already, they got the chains wrapped around. They're trying to, the referee's winding the clock, having them play. They don't have the chains set up. Mr. Whitehead, you need to look. I'm sure he's a great guy, but you got to make sure your chains are set up.
Crazy right now. It's 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Make that the 44 now. We're going to get this all sorted out for you in a second, ladies and gentlemen. It's just interesting because of how this whole mechanic is taking place right now. 6 minutes and 11 seconds to go. And maybe the longest high school game in history, I think. I'm kidding. I'm sure there have been ones that have been longer in overtimes and so forth, but this is nuts.
We're waiting now for the change. You see them right there. That 10-yard chain was wrapped around the yard markers, and now it's a football again.
York High with the football. Ball at the 45-yard line. Banks going to hand off and finally get something going again. And here's that play was so good earlier as they hand off this time to number 18. That's check that again for York High.
Shavane Anderson.
Shavane Anderson again, who scored in that touchdown earlier in the game. That seemed about 2 days ago.
Now, because it's a 36-point game, obviously that clock's going to continue to move for almost all times with the mercy rule in effect. So these last 5.5 minutes are going to go quickly.
And I think it was just the right thing to do to go ahead and finish the game outright the right way.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Well, you're going to let it go now. So gang tackle there. Total yards, by the way, in the game, get this. Harrisburg 663 yards. York High 221. 663 yards.
Wow.
That's a half a season for some teams.
Wow. And they're going to get the ball back at least one more time.
Another handoff.
And this is what I like to see as well. You know, during the summer, during the spring, also in the fall camp and the OTAs, your second group, your younger guys, they're in there fighting along with the ones. They're out there getting, you know what I'm saying, the experience. They're out there working hard too. So this is kind of their reward. And to take that, to take that away from those guys, but the guys coming together and say, man, yo, we need to finish this. You see York with their young guys out there. You see Harrisburg with their young guys out there. Because one thing that you can never get back is game experience, man. This is real great for both sides.
4th and 10. Nice play.
That's Anderson again. He's had a good night. Shavane Anderson, who's run hard. And, again, the sophomores certainly, I think, probably gotten the notice tonight of Coach Stoner if he didn't already have it beforehand.
And he's not a smaller guy, you know what I'm saying? You can see he's kind of big in stature, is only going to grow into that frame, being a sophomore, 5'10", 175 right now. And you're right, with that stride, he's turning some heads out there for him.
And he's showing you can take some licks, too. I mean, he's laid out a few licks himself tonight. You saw that strong arm he had, straight arm rather, going down the field, and that big touchdown run he had earlier, 76 yards. So 1st down and 10 here for York High, 3:26 to go, clock moving. We're going to stay right in here for the post-game show. It's late tonight, and we want to knock that all out for you. Our Capital Blue Cross post-game report. So the game winding down finally here. And just feel like the air has been sucked out of the stadium now. Everybody's ready to go home, ready to get to bed. A lot of football here this weekend. 5 big games. Again, thanks to Ron Corsi for the Rose Bowl Kickoff Classic this weekend. A lot of good football here. Opening the season in a big way. There's another good run. This is again Anderson, Shavane Anderson. Shavane Anderson
Running
fighting
hard.
his way down to the 5-yard line. This guy isn't done playing yet tonight. He says, I want to get another touchdown. And a lot of new uniforms in there right now for the Cougars. So the clock ticks down to 2:27 to go, and it's first down and goal for the York High Bearcats. So Banks calls out the signals. He's got Anderson back there with him again. He's going to hand off. This time it's going to be a different number, and it's going to be number 11. That's Micah, check that rather, number 11, Amari Davis, who hasn't carried the ball much since the first quarter tonight. They started out using him as their focus and not carried it much since that time. Ball down to the 2-yard line.
And, I mean, this is good for him. As a senior, you know, this is kind of what you want to, you know, have your memory on. I played in the Rose Bowl my senior year, and I'm still out here playing. And actually, I think he's trying to get in the end zone. I will be.
Let's see if Banks maybe keeps it himself this time. He drove the first touchdown tonight with that. Anderson, by the way, 7 rushes tonight, 119 yards and a touchdown. Pretty good evening for him. And there goes Banks, holding on to it. Pitches it out. Is he going to get it down there to the end zone? Ball goes out of bounds. He might have gained on the play.
They're signaling incomplete. He flipped it. They're saying it was a forward flip from behind the line of scrimmage.
Wow.
And it's an incomplete pass.
All right, so that brings up, should be what, 4th down and 2 here? There's the clock under a minute. Now the matter, can you get it in before the clock goes?
I said Harrisburg was going to get one more possession. I don't know about that.
No.
With this mercy roll, clock is moving. It's going to be a need possession, if anything. See if you can get it in here. Close it out.
And there you go. And it's going to be, is it Anderson
Sophomore.
getting in there? Shavane Anderson in for the touchdown. So Shavane Anderson with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And York High is going to end the game with a touchdown here. So nice running again by Shavane Anderson. Or did he get in?
Timeout. Yes, he did.
Yes, he did.
Timeout, York High.
So York High calls timeout. Let's get a couple more points on the board. 50-20.
They're trying to get a kicking key. The equipment manager came over, going through the box there, the equipment box, get a kicking key out. They didn't even have one out. They're going to try to kick an extra point here, maybe.
I mean, you blame him? Everybody had left, even the Gatorade and the water guys, man. You've just seen him pull back up with the Gatorades and the water.
We had the chains getting taken off the field.
Right.
They were brought back, unraveled. Kicking keys, put away.
Looks like Jameer Green is going to do the kicking here. A 6'1" senior, a linebacker by trade.
I don't know if that extra point key had been out all day. That was in that. I think that was in there the whole time, Archie. Because they have gone for 2 every time.
Correct.
Well, this has been one of the stranger games we ever do tonight, one of the longer games we'll ever do. We thought it was over at 6 minutes. It's not. They played it out. Glad they did, for all the reasons that Archie was talking about earlier.
In 30 seconds, when this clock hits 12, I can officially check this off of my broadcasting career that I have called a game that lasted to midnight.
There you got the kick up and no good. And it kind of looks like this might be where it ends at 50-20. We think. Well,
I think the clock.
Let's take a look right now since we've gone so late in the night. We're going to take a look at our Capital Blue Cross postgame report while we're doing this. And our Capital Region Insurance Agency play of the game tonight. Let's take a look at that first of all. And here it is. Sean Lee Jr. out to Elias Koch, who broke free from this. Elias Koch with 2 touchdown catches tonight and then just took off for the end zone. So that was our play of the game tonight. And our Hoffman Ford player of the game here this evening, yes, the aforesaid Mr. Lee. Sean Lee Jr. tonight really operated this offense well this evening. He's our Hoffman Ford player of the game. And there you see him taking off just under 100 yards tonight, passed the ball well, had 4 touchdown passes. He just led the offense. His arm strength is much different. He's a real leader of this team now. Not that he wasn't before, but he has put his stamp on this team and looks really good. So that is our post-game report tonight. It is Gloves later Hoffman Ford Player of the Game, Sean Lee Jr. So we'll play out these final few seconds here. We thank you so much for joining us tonight. Next week, by the way, we're going to be with you Friday night. We'll be in Cumberland Valley, where Central York High School, and I know, you're looking forward to this one, is going to be taking their wares to Cumberland Valley for a team that's licking their wounds right now. But, we'll see if they can come back. There you see Archie, and we're doing a little selfie here. And as the clock getting ready to touch 12 o'clock here. 12:01, in fact. We are now officially into tomorrow. And now you have the kickoff, and if you're Harrisburg, you want to maybe get down here eventually or not. And that should just about do it as the clock is running. And we thank you all for staying with us tonight. It's been a long, long night. And we thank Travis Sparks, our statistician, Chad Edwards, and the whole Invicta crew here tonight. Of course, Ron Corsi, founder of the Feast here for us with the Rose Bowl of York. Thanks to Archie Smith Jr. Great to have you aboard tonight there, Coach.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, good state champion guy. And another state champion coach here, Fort Chapman, who is going silent here. He's we've had a fun night.
I got to be on the ice, ready to play hockey at 7
That's exactly right. So, just go home and stand up and just put the stick and hold it up in the corner. So there you have it. But thanks, guys, for joining us tonight. It's been a lot of fun this evening. Bringing you this game. It's been a long one. It's been a different one tonight, but we're looking forward to next week with you. Thanks to all of you who hung in there with us all evening long. And don't forget to watch High School Sports Live TV. You can go to hsslivetv.com. That's hsslivetv.com for all of our games. And your final score tonight, 50-20 for Chad Edwards, for Fort Chapman, for Charlie Fortney, for Archie Smith Jr., and all of us. Have a great evening, everyone. Your final score again, High School Sports Live TV on Fox 43.2, Harrisburg 50, York High 20.